If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Do you like wrestling trivia? Then check out the 5-Star Match Game, the Pro Wrestling Quiz Show. I'm Joe Gagney. In every episode, I grill 3 contestants with 5 rounds of power-packed wrestling trivia. We have over 30 evergreen episodes in the archives covering WWE, AEW, Japan, Mexico, and much, 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 much more. Play along at home and check it out today.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Collins, and I am the host of the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, a show right here on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. On the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, we take a deep look at individual issues and stories that are going on in the wrestling world. Each episode is about a different topic, and we take a thorough and educated look at things ranging from current booking trends to breakdowns on individual performers and angles to investigations into different fan cultures across the industry. In addition, we keep a close eye on the wrestling media, and as a professional journalist, I bring a unique perspective to how current issues in wrestling are being covered and discussed through the wrestling media. We have a revolving series of guests from across wrestling punditry joining us on each episode, and we hope that you make the choice to give us a listen on wherever you get your podcast from.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wrestling Omakase. It is episode number 272, and this week I am joined by a returning guest. Hello again, Paul, since this is take 2.
Yeah, luckily we didn't get too far in, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Japan trips being really, really close now.
Yeah, it's like 46 days away. And also, I'm pretty sure like all of my listeners who aren't going must be so tired of hearing about this. So I'm sorry, everybody. It's like it ends up being the opening topic every week.
Yes.
Because like half the people I'm on with are also going. So I should ask like John Bibbins when he's on next week. I'll be like, is this really obnoxious? Do you hate hearing about this every week? Because I know he's a listener and he's not going. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's coming up really soon, which is cool. I mean, I have a bunch of other stuff to like keep me busy in the next few weeks too, because I have an anime this very tiny anime convention I'm going to this coming weekend that I still have to finish like tweaking my panels for, actually. So just kind of bad considering the first panel's like Friday, but I mean,
yeah, that is very soon because we're recording on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, the panels are mostly done. It's because it's mostly the same panels I presented before this year, so I just need to make a few tweaks and see if I want to changed my match lineup for the pro wrestling panel. I changed a few things in the travel panel to kind of bring it up a little more to date. And I did 2 new music panels, but those panels are already done. So just, I kind of left the last minute stuff to the, to the stuff that I just already have from the last panel. They just have to tweak or whatever. But yeah, so that's this weekend. I'm going to Atlantic City before Japan too, because my friend really wanted to go, and I got a bigger bonus at work than I expected. So I was like, whatever. Go gamble some of it, I guess. Isn't that what people do with like bonuses and what money they don't need? I guess most people save the money, but that's not really my style. So, but yeah, so some stuff coming up before the trip. But yeah, then it'll be like really like it'll be here like any second basically. I've bought every show now that I'm planning to buy before we go. So the final count for that ended up being 15 shows that I've bought before going to Japan. I know, it's fucking crazy, this sheer number. And that's not even all the shows I'm going to go to, because there's a few other ones like Ice Ribbon that I know I don't have to buy ahead of time. Dragongate and Kobe I don't have to buy ahead of time. God, what the fuck? There was like one other one that was like, I'll probably go to that. Oh, the Tochigi on the 1st. Because originally I wasn't going to go to that. But like they just announced Suri versus Mirai, which that sounds amazing. So I probably have to go to that now. And you can go to that and go to the Noah Budokan, because the Tochigi is 11:30 in the morning at Korakuen, and the Noah Budokan's 3 p.m. at Budokan. And the two arenas are not that far apart. So
I might actually, because now that I think, because again, right, because I'm switching hotels on the 1st. So maybe I can actually swing that where like I go and drop off my luggage at the new hotel. Probably can't check in yet. Go to Tochigi, then go back, check into the hotel, and then walk to the Budokan from there. That actually is doable.
That's probably my plan too, because I'm also switching hotels. Although I might just check my bags. Well, because I'm staying overnight in Akiba. Well, you are too, actually. It might even just make sense to check your bags in Akiba, like at the hotel you're checking out at, because Akiba is so close to Korakuen anyway. And then getting the bags and then checking in at the new hotel between Tochigi and Noah. But yeah, I don't know. It's either way, because it's like 2 stops from Korakuen. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, my hotel, the one I'm moving in on the 1st, is literally within walking distance from both Korakuen and the Budokan.
Oh, I see. Yeah. My one on the 1st is in Shinjuku, so it's a little different, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of days with 2 shows, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be very sick of wrestling by the time this trip is over. But,
there might be other reasons for that too.
Yeah. Well, okay. So like that actually does transition well to the first topic I want to talk about, because it's like all these promotions are making all these really cool announcements. And, it's like we had last week we talked about it with like the 2 Saya title matches, where I'm getting one, including my favorite wrestler, not just in Stardom, but probably in wrestling in general right now. That's awesome. I'm very happy about that. Then Tokyo Joshi, as we're going to talk about, announces probably my 2 favorite wrestlers in that company are going to face each other for their title on January 4th, before the Tokyo Dome show. So I'm like, okay, I'm very excited for that. So it's like lots of announcements keep coming out. Noah came out with an announcement during the Noah show that I'm pretty excited for January 1st. So, there's like a bunch of stuff that's really cool. And then New Japan's like, wow, we're doing the most boring fucking Tanahashi retirement match possible. And also a fucking 4-way number 1 contenders match for the junior title on Wrestle Kingdom for some reason. Enjoy. I'm like, okay. Like, why are they the one promotion that has to like fucking rain on my parade with this trip? It's like, I don't know. It's just really, really annoying. It's like they're supposed to be, theoretically, like one of the major highlights of this trip. And now it's just like, I don't even, like, I couldn't give a fuck right now between the fact that it's Tanahashi versus Okada in the retirement match. I guess I kind of care about Takeshita and Tsuji, but only if they actually do the correct thing. And who the fuck can trust 2025 New Japan to do the correct thing, So,
I mean, we might end up with the really, really, really cursed option, which I think will just mean not everybody, like a lot of people will just stop watching, which is like, what if the Tokyo Dome ends with Takeshita and Okada facing off?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't put anything past them at this point. So, like using their biggest show of the year to promote an AEW feud, why not?
Yeah.
It's like,
no, because it's also gonna be for the title.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like the whole thing, it's one of those things where it's like it causes people to give like the absolute dumbest and shittiest takes, pretty much. It's like, oh, you have the people that like to dunk on the New Japan fans that are like, oh, you guys thought that you were the dominant partner in the relationship. It's like, no, we already know that AEW has all the money in it, because it's like the way the AEW fans are like fucking proud of this, though. They're proud of their promotion being rich and being run by a billionaire. That part to me makes no fucking sense. Unless you're like one of these types of people that's also proud to be American or something, which is, again, then you're just like a piece, like that Always Sunny fucking line where it's like you have to be a real piece of shit to be proud of being an American. It's like you have to be a real piece of shit to be proud of being a fan of American Wrestling Company too. But it's like, I don't know. It's like the whole thing is just so stupid. And, it's like everybody kind of talks past each other and everybody kind of gets mad at things that no one else is saying. Like, I've never been a Kazuchika Okada fan. I mean, anyone listening to this podcast over the past fucking decade can tell you that even when Okada was just a New Japan guy, when there was no AEW politics, he was like my least favorite of the major guys in New Japan. I mean, he's never been my guy. I mean, there's a lot of people that love Okada, and I get it. I find cheering for Okada to be, and I know you love Okada, but like, I find cheering for Okada to be like, I don't know, cheering for Manchester City or something. It's like just, I don't even know if does that metaphor even make sense? Or they suck now?
It does to some, yeah. It's like 2-3 years ago. I think that makes more sense than.
Although Okada sucks now too, so maybe the metaphor.
You know what? Actually,
but it's like, yeah, it's just like it's such a front. Well, they're cheering for the Yankees, and they also suck now too. So that's again even better. But it's like very, very. Like front runner to me, and it's like they're so boring to root for because they always win, they always get their way, and that's sort of how I feel with Okada. Even obviously wrestling is a work, but like even before he left the company, he was not one of my favorites. He leaves the company in pretty much the shittiest way possible. He reinvents himself as like a boring American heel, and then he comes out in God, what the fuck? In his hometown, which now I'm blanking on the name. It's somewhere near Nagoya, but I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Anjo. There we go. Yep. So he comes out in Anjo. He's wearing the same black shirt that he wore when he first confronted Tanahashi. He has Gato out there with him. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool touch. I'm thinking the angle wasn't that bad. This is kind of cool. They're just going to do a fun little nostalgia match. Then he comes out the press conference and is like, well, you saw the Nostalgia Okada. That was a one night only thing. I can do whatever I want. and so at the Tokyo Dome, I'm going to bring AEW Okada. And, I might do low blows and blah, 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 blah. You hear the old theme music. You might not get that in the Tokyo Dome. So I don't know if he's setting us up to be like happy just to get the old theme music again and that he's not going to be a complete dick, or if he's just going to come out to that stupid One OK Rock song in the Tokyo Dome and just fucking do low blows. Either one, not really great to me. Like either he's just trolling us, which is not the vibes I already needed when I'm already not into this match at all, or he's actually going to do it, which is even worse. In which case, then the match is going to be fucking awful. So, and I know a lot of people are assuming it's just the former, but I wouldn't put anything back. He did not look like a man excited to be doing this either, which,
you're going to get half effort Okada on this.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's just the whole thing is fucking weird. The vibes are off, and some people I know are really excited for this match anyway. And like I see people like who are offended that anyone else wanted Nakamura. I'm not even like put Nakamura aside. I really don't care about the politics. I really don't care about whether or not Tony Khan blocked it or whether WWE blocked it, and playing Source Wars. I don't give a fuck. Personally, it has nothing to do with me. Yep. It has nothing to do with how I feel about this. Would I prefer Nakamura? Sure. Just because it's been like 10 fucking years since we've seen that match. But like, that doesn't mean it's more just like a lot of options to me would have been better than Okada. Because we just saw Okada and Tanahashi when Okada was leaving the company in 2024. It hasn't even been 2 fucking years. And, the match wasn't very good then. A lot of the late Okada Tanahashi matches weren't very good. And they ran that pairing into the fucking ground in the last like 6 years. So, they've even interacted in AEW since Okada left. Like, they had that 6-man tag at fucking Forbidden Door that I was at. Like, it's just a match I feel like it's a pairing I've seen 10 trillion times. It's a pairing I've already seen live. I just had no interest in seeing it again. It really has something to do with AEW and WWE. If they had announced Kenny versus Tanahashi, I would have been pretty fucking happy with that. That's at least a match we haven't seen in like 7 years now. Kenny's a guy I like more than Okada, especially right now. And, and they've been doing all these little Kenny and Tanahashi, like cute little interview segments all year that I thought was going to lead to something, even if it was like the two of them teaming up. Apparently it's not going to lead to anything. So, I don't know. Like, I would have been into that. I would have been into Kenny and Tanahashi. So it's not even just about AEW. Kenny's an AEW guy. I would have been into Kenny and Tanahashi. Would have been into Naito and Tanahashi, obviously. I would have been into Tanahashi against one of the young guys, like doing the fucking Yuya match here or whatever. Pretty much anything. I really can't think of anything I wouldn't have been into more than Tanahashi and Okada. So, it's really all comes down to for me. I just have no interest in this as a match. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe they'll go out there and fucking blow my doors off. I'm just not excited for it. And no one's going to convince me to be excited for it either. So people can stop wasting their fucking breath because I'm tired of fucking listening to it too.
So the thing for me with this match is so on paper, right, it makes a lot of sense because these two obviously had like one of the greatest feuds, I would say, in like wrestling history. Like plenty of like amazing matches. So like on paper, right, Okada is like somebody that makes like, he's like, aside from like Nakamura, he is like the guy that makes like the most sense in terms of like, if you look at like the totality of Tanahashi's career, where like that's a logical guy to have like in like Tanahashi's retirement match. The main problem that I have with this is that it's very obvious that like the wounds and like the bad blood between like Okada and New Japan is not healed yet. So you're pissing away like Okada's first match back in the promotion. Like you're doing it before the whole like it's still festering. The wound is still festering. Like the bad blood is still there. So like, and it's very clear that Okada doesn't want to do it. So like you're just wasting what in theory should have been like a feel good moment, which is Okada returning to the promotion, right? Returning to New Japan. And like you're wasting it on like this, like you turned it into like a proxy for like an American like promotional war, which is like, fuck that. Like,
yeah. It's like, and no one, the AEW fans don't want to fucking hear that we just don't want anything to do with them. And that's the most annoying thing to me of all, where they're like, wow, why do New Japan fans want WWE? I don't want WWE. I don't want AEW. I want to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling without having to think about a fucking stupid American pro wrestling war that I couldn't give less of a fuck about. I don't watch AEW really at this point at all. I definitely don't watch WWE. I don't fucking care. I don't care about your stupid American wrestling war. I don't care about Fed Bad. I don't care. It's just nothing to do with me, and I do not want to hear about it. And the fact that they get so fucking offended if you basically tell them you want nothing to do with them anymore, it's just like, I just kind of want to be like, can't you just fucking like fuck off? We all know you don't even watch New Japan. So like, why do you care so much about, whether or not New Japan fans like you or whatever? They get so... Like, they were getting so mad when the New Japan Japanese fans were rejecting Takeshita when he won the G1 that they were basically sounding like they're fucking racists, replying to them on fucking Twitter and being like, what's wrong with all these Japanese people? And it's like, just fucking accept that people might not like you in your fucking your quote-unquote good billionaire promotion. I don't know what else to tell you. But
convince themselves that they're the good guys, but it's like, nah, like,
you're not really.
Like, it's not. No, you're the other big sports entertainment promotion. That's what you're. And like, and here's the other thing: don't make that your fucking identity. Don't make being a fan of a fucking company your like whole identity and get offended on their behalf. The owner of the promotion can do that all by himself.
It's like, congrats on not being a sex trafficker, I guess. It's like, wow, that's where the bar is in American wrestling. You don't do sex trafficking. Like, the bar is in hell.
Yes.
But anyway, I mean, it's just the whole fucking thing. It's just one of these topics where people just get so fucking stupid where everybody tells, with one of those things that again brings out the people into the locked chat rooms on Discord, on the Voice Wrestling Discord, to fucking say their shit about what New Japan fans are supposedly saying. Why did the New Japan fans blame everything on Tony Khan? Why don't they blame anything on Gato? When meanwhile every single New Japan fucking chat space online is people asking for Gato to fucking commit ritual suicide, to fucking take fucking to take responsibility for his crimes. Like, nobody likes Gato. No one likes this man. No one likes his booking in 2025. There's no New Japan fan out there pretending that Gato is great and saying everything's Tony Khan's fault. Like, this is just something you've made up in your head and have decided to fucking blame on New Japan fans. But anyway, so I said on Twitter, I like covering New Japan on this podcast. I try to watch it, and I'm for the most part, I still think they have great matches, even though the booking is absolutely horrible. If Takeshita beats Tsuji at Wrestle Kingdom, that's it for me. Like, that's my final straw. I can't fucking take it anymore. Like, I'm gonna have to give up New Japan for a while, and it sucks too because I have to go to New Year's Dash no matter what, because I have the fucking ticket already, and I have a fucking ticket for New Beginning USA too at the end of February. That one I might just no show. I mean, I'll just fucking eat the ticket first. I don't really care. New Year's Dash I'm gonna go to. But that's pretty much it, though. If Takeshita beats Tsuji, like, I'm out. Like, that's it for me. Like, if they can't even crown their own young guy at their biggest show that was already fucking on pace to sell out before they even announced Okada, then that's it. Like, there's too many wrestling promotions I actually like watching to bother with a promotion that seems to exist just to piss off their own fucking fans. So I'm fucking done with it. Like, that's pretty much where I'm at. And I'm going to wash my hands of New Japan at least for a while if they fucking insist on putting Takeshita over in that match. So, it's on, I tweeted it. It's on the audio here. You can hold me to it. I'm not fucking doing it anymore if they actually do that. Hopefully they're not that stupid. Hopefully Tsuji just wins. But if he fucking loses Takeshita, I'm fucking out.
Look, I mean, if that happens, because I'm not going to New Year's Dash either way, I will send you a picture of like the room I have in Ito where I have like a hot tub inside my room. So while you sit at New Year's Dash and like Outer Ward.
I'm really fucking like, half the draw for that me is to finally go to an Outer Ward show, I guess. Because I can't go to the Marigold show on the 3rd because I'm going to DDT. And it feels stupid I haven't been to Outer Ward Gym yet. Even though I know the venue is like nothing that special. Yeah. But you've been to Outer
feels
Ward, right?
wrong. No, I haven't been there either. So like it feels not having been there. Yeah.
Well, you can go to Marigold on the 3rd.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to Marigold just to just to like go to that show, or just to go to Outer Ward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to Marigold already on the December 27th Korakuen, so that was like an easy choice. And plus, I like DDT more than Marigold, so I want to go to the Marigold Korakuen on the the DDT Korakuen on the 3rd. Yeah, but the Marigold Outer Ward show will probably be pretty big on the 3rd. So on that sense, I do regret missing it. But whatever, what can you do? I mean, you have to make these fucking choices when these promotions are already 10,000 shows while we're there. So I mean, like, the schedule is kind of crazy. I feel like they just keep like Stardom added those 2 fucking Shinjuku Face shows on the 3rd. I'm just I ended up buying the day one because I couldn't do the night one because I'm already going to DDT. But yeah, it's just fucking crazy how many shows there are. But,
to be quite I think with some of the smaller ones, I've decided I'm just there's too many that I'm like, I can't decide in advance. I'm kind of just gonna like play it by ear on day off and just be like, okay, what do I feel more like? And if it's sold out, I'll just go to the other one.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But are you going to the Tokyo Joshi on the 4th? I can't remember.
I haven't bought tickets for that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's my first
and that
time
one, is that one already sold out?
It's not sold out yet, but apparently it's trending that way.
I have like basically I could go to like Oz Academy in Shinjuku Face. I could go to Big Japan, Shinkiba.
Oh, Big Japan's running pre-Wrestle Kingdom too?
Yeah, at Shinkiba at 11:30.
Wow. Well, that might be tough to get to though, from there to the Dome and train.
I think, isn't it a direct connection? No, it's not.
Maybe.
But
I don't think it is.
I mean, but like Oz Academy and Shinjuku Face.
That would be easier.
That should be easier.
That'd be easier. But yeah, obviously Tokyo Joshi is the easiest one because you just walk right over. But yeah. I mean, if you don't care about Mr. Rambo too, then it doesn't really matter. But like I feel like Tokyo Joshi is probably the only one.
I think I did last time as well. I think last time I literally sat down as like the main card matches starting.
Oh, got it. Yeah. But yeah, Tokyo Joshi, I mean, I didn't do it last time. Like, I didn't do any of the pre-Wrestle Kingdom shows, but that's also because I was with Nicole, and she was, like, very against going to the second show that day. And I was like, I get it. And she didn't want to do, like, I was like, okay, what if I meet you there? And she didn't want to do that either. So we kind of just that kind of did. But this trip, she's not coming with me, so it's a true sicko trip. And then next year, when she is going to come with me again, I'll probably end up going to not probably, I'll end up going to way fewer shows than this. So, this has to be my true sicko trip to go to all these different shows.
One,
yeah. Okay, so let's get into the shows today. The first one I want to talk about was Noah, since it had a major title change. I had a few title changes actually. One of which was not very good, but the other one was good. But yeah, and plus obviously this is your beat, being the co-host of the Emerald Flow show. But yeah, this was Noah Star Navigation 2025 from this past Saturday, November 8th at Korakuen Hall. I did a sellout crowd of 1,560, so that was good to see for Noah after they bombed last month with that very tiny Korakuen that just had like the hype tag. I think, I had it on here. What did it do? It did 808 last time on October 16th. So that was like their smallest crowd of the year by far. Also coming off Ryogoku not doing well. So it was good to see them bounce back here and do a sellout crowd, for especially with the new young hope challenging it for the title in the main event. So, definitely a good sign for them there. We'll get to it when we get to it actually, but like, I really have no idea what to make of Inamura. Like I was just talking to Joe Lanza about it. I was like, asking if he saw it yet, see if he watched it yet. He hadn't seen it yet. I'm just like, I don't know what to make of this guy. It's like the crowd seems to like him, but they also seem to laugh at him a lot. So I'm like, is that really a great top babyface reaction? I'm not really sure.
I mean, he's also like the problem with Inamura, or what the problem? The thing with Inamura is the crowd. Yes, I agree. The crowd loves him. I think he's a great in-ring wrestler as well. It's just that literally until this show, when he actually won the title, there never had been any indication from Noah that they actually believed he could be a top guy.
Yeah, because he was like a samurai at one point, and like all this other stuff. Like what was his other gimmick?
He was an archer. Yeah. He was like a samurai archer specifically.
It was so strange.
Yeah, it's well. Here's the thing, because he had that whole gimmick on his first excursion. Which is when he went to Europe. So he like developed that gimmick there, then came into Noah, had an amazing title match with Kaito Kiyomiya where he lost, then dropped the gimmick immediately afterwards, also dropped the name because he actually like was named Yoichi under that gimmick. So he immediately drops the gimmick, goes back to Yoshiki Inamura, like starts wearing this weird like gladiator armor, does absolutely nothing in the end, won that year. And then
did he go winless?
I don't know, not that bad if I remember correctly, but it wasn't that many. He had 6 points. Okay. So really not a great run. Yeah. He didn't even like, for example, like on the final night, right? He faced Keno, and I was like, oh yeah, he's obviously like, that's gonna be his big win, where like he like beats Keno on the final night to eliminate him. It's like no, Keno just beat him clean.
That's funny
in that match as well. So to like win the block too, but yeah. So he kind of does nothing, and then immediately afterwards, like goes on yet another excursion, and this time he went to WWE to like NXT. On this excursion, and that's where he spent like basically a year, and now he's back in Noah, and with this weird like Smack Daddy cowboy
Mr. Smack Daddy,
Mr. Smack Daddy,
I mean, which again is even Mr.
Yes. You know what's even weirder about it is like, right, because he cuts these promos in like half English, half Japanese.
Well, okay. Where did this Mr. thing? Did he fucking like watch a bunch of Mr. Kennedy tapes when he was over in the fucking performance center? Like, why is he doing that now?
They called him Mr. Kiyomiya.
Yeah, Mr. Like he was doing the fucking Mr. Kennedy thing. I'm just did somebody show him Mr. Kennedy? Like, I'm so weird.
Might be. No, but you know what is even weirder? Because again, he was facing Kenta, who, lives in the US. So his English is actually better than Inamura's English. Like, they did a whole interview with Kenta on the Noah YouTube channel where Kenta just answered in English, and I was like, yeah, your English is just better than Inamura's. Like, why is you're doing this gimmick with the guy that isn't even the best at English?
Yeah, it is very strange. I mean, the crowd likes it. The crowd they laugh, and they seem to be into it, but the reaction is very weird to me. I'm not sure if this is a money drawing reaction, but I mean, look, they sold out Korakuen for this title match, so I guess we'll have to see what he does as champion. And
the crowd was definitely into him winning as well.
Yeah. So we'll get to the main event in a sec. Let's start at the bottom of the card towards the opener. Well, before that, actually, Kaito came out at the beginning of the show and brought out the 3 young boys who are going to debut on December 7th at Korakuen. 3 young boys debuting out of the Noah Dojo at once. Feels like a fucking early Christmas miracle. I mean, when is the last time Noah had 3 young boys?
At the same time, I'm struggling to think.
Because they've had Daiki by himself for how fucking long now?
A year.
Yeah, and Daiki's finally moving up, it feels like. He finally won the GHC junior tag. But there's been nobody else. So no wonder why he had to be the young boy all this time.
I mean, to be fair, Noah's young boy generations famously always also kind of cursed as well. Where you had Okada and Yano a few years back before they got themselves blacklisted for good reason.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not that. By the way, to anyone listening, Futsamo doesn't know. Not that Okada, not that Yano. That's different people, just with the same last names.
Yeah. I don't know, but they do have a really cursed dojo, and they never seem to really I feel like if you go back to the start of Noah, they never really seem to be good at bringing up young boys. It's very strange.
It's if you look at
where, look at how many other guys came from Kano is a Japanese indie guy.
Yeah,
it's from Michinoku Pro, and there's a ton of people on the roster like that.
Basically, their entire junior division. If you actually really look at it, there's really only 2 guys ever out of the dojo. Well, maybe now more, but for a long time, really the only 2 people out of the dojo was it was Go Shiozaki and was Kaito Kiyomiya.
Yeah. So
because even someone like Masaki Tamiya is he's from Diamond Ring. He's not an original Noah trainee.
Muhammad Yone is from Battle Arts.
Yep.
There's all sorts of guys like that in the Noah roster. Manabu Soya is from All Japan /01. Oka Sasaki, I guess you could count as their guy, but he's really just an MMA guy.
Yeah. I mean, kind of the same with Segura, but again, Segura had a whole thing before he even started wrestling as well.
Yeah. It's very, very strange. How much of their roster? They really do not do a good job with their dojo. So we'll see if maybe this is the start of them turning it around. Who knows? But
yeah, I mean, the last 2, Odashima and Ozawa, and you also still have Owada as well. There's some guys there now.
Yeah, they're slowly but surely turning it around. It seems like so. Maybe this is the next big step now. Then we had the first match, which was Marufuji, Kano, and Jack Morris defeating Kaito, Harutoki, and Mohamed Yone. It was Kano pitting Yone in 7-14. Pretty standard 6-man tag opener stuff, I thought here. Maybe a little more energetic than average. The finish was kind of cool. Kano pinned Harutoki with a foot stomp off the top, while Marufuji hit a neck twist at the same time. But yeah, it went Gentleman's 3. It was fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, this is also Kano and Marufuji also forming a tag team now as well.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of to set this up as well. And I'm still interested what's happening with Jack Morris as well, where it's he seemed like a guy that was maybe on his way to the US, but it doesn't seem like that's happening, because if he was, he would have left already. So It looks like he's just sticking around, which I'm not against, but it's just yeah, I'm curious what they're actually gonna do with him now if he actually sticks around long term now. Because it doesn't seem he's in any way like feuding with Team 2000X anymore. Like that just seems to be done.
Yeah. So I don't know. It is interesting. The second match was a 3-way tag, which was Dragonbane and Alpha Wolf defeating Manabu Soya and Saxon Huxley, and Okazaki and Hayata. Alpha Wolf pinned Hayata in 540 with the Wolf Driver. This is pretty good for only a sub 6-minute match. The finish was the best part, with Bane hitting this really nice dive right over the corner ring post to the floor right before Wolf hit his pile driver, the Wolf Driver. Now, the unfortunate thing is the camera almost missed it. I kept rewinding. I'm like, how am I missing this over and over again? And the reason was, because the camera cut was so sudden that we almost pretty much you get a quarter of a second before the actual move is hit. So, yeah, that was kind of annoying. But other than that, the match I thought was pretty good. Went 3 1/4. And then afterward, we got another match for my trip that I'm excited for, which was Wolf challenging Bane to a GHC national title match. So we're going to see the two brothers face off on January 1st at the Budokan.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I mean, when he won it, it was pretty clear that this was going to be the direction for the Budokan show, right? They're going to have brother versus brother. And yeah, no, I think it's really, really cool. They've also kind of kept them apart in terms of singles matches for a while now, because for a while there, that was actually my complaint, was Alpha Wolf and Dragonbane are only ever in matches where they're either teaming with each other or facing each other, because that was the case for the first 2 tours that they did in Noah, basically. But now it actually, I think it has been quite a while since these two have actually had a singles match against each other. So, yeah, I think that's going to be really cool. And obviously, those two are going to be they're going to go absolutely insane. This is a big, showcase for them. And they're both going to be, really motivated. I think this has legitimately a chance to, be the best match on the show. Even regardless of what else gets booked in it, I think these two are going to want to, do some crazy stuff. So yeah, I think there's a decent chance that they might have the match of the show, or they're at least gonna attempt to have it.
Sorry, just a package was supposed to be delivered and it seems like it's delivered to the wrong house. So Nicole was texting me about it. I know, I love that. But yeah, so we'll see what that. I am definitely really excited for that match too. It's definitely just to see what these two can do against each other at the Budokan will be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, that'll definitely be exciting. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought with the delivery thing. Worries. But yeah. It'll be cool. It'll be a cool one. I mean, that's the first match we got for the first, right? I don't think we've had anything else yet.
Yeah, no. I don't think anything else has been.
I was surprised the thing they set up at the end, the main, wasn't for the first, but we'll get to that.
I am as well. Because I'm very curious what they're actually going to do there.
Yeah, it is very I don't really see what bigger match they have. Then we had the start of the Noah Junior Grand Prix, which is a single elimination tournament with the juniors. So the first round here, the first of the first round matches was Kai Fujimura defeating Junta Miyawaki in 6:53. This was pretty good again while it lasted. Junta did this really cool cross body. That was the big stand-up spot of the match for me, where he did he basically leaped onto the middle turnbuckle from the inside of the ring to the outside, and then leaped off basically onto Kai on the floor, all in one motion. It was very, very beautiful crossbody. Kai then hit his Death Valley Driver-esque thing for the pin not that long after that. That was, I guess it's a bit of an upset, right? The announcers were certainly selling it as an upset. But yeah, it was pretty good. Not very long, but certainly energetic at least. So, but yeah, just a enjoyable match, 3 1/4.
No, I mean, it was definitely good. It's just kind of the thing of the bit of the meme and basically among the Noah fans is Junta Miyawaki being geeked out because because his career is kind of weird. And because for example, he after Hiromu won the title, he kind of came out and was yeah, Hiromu, I want to challenge you for the junior title. And then Hiromu was Nah, I don't think you've like won enough matches. You know what? Let's have a singles match against each other, and if you beat me, like a non-title singles match, and if you beat me, I'll give you a title shot, and then Hiromu just beat him clean. And then he then loses to like Alejandro on top of the to Kai Fujimura. So yeah, it's not quite clear. Like that's the weird thing where like Junta Miyawaki is 28 years old. And for a long time, it was kind of the thing where people were like, well, he's going to be like the ace of the junior division eventually, because it was also kind of like, well, who else is there who's kind of like young and like pretty talented? Well, the problem for like Junta Miyawaki is that now there's Daiki Urashima, who's very obviously going to be the ace of the junior division, who is even younger and even more talented than him. So it's like weird that like at 28, Junta Miyawaki already feels like yesterday's news. Like, I think he's still gonna like carve out a good career for himself. It's just kind of like unclear where his career is actually gonna go from here, because he's not gonna be the junior ace. I think that's for sure, like, because that's gonna be Daiki. So he kind of has to figure out for himself what he actually wants to do now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, totally. So I don't. It does feel like he's just kind of like you say, he's kind of geeked all the time. So it never really makes sense what they're actually trying to do with him. Then we had the next Noah Junior Grand Prix first round match: Shuji Kondo defeating Black Mensa Ray in 57 seconds with the King Kong Lariat. This was fucking great for what it was. I mean, like Mensa Ray tried to go for every flash cradle he could think of at the start, and then just gets utterly destroyed by Kondo with the big standing lariat and then the running King Kong Lariat, and they just pins him in under a minute and he just fucking storms right to the back. That was awesome. I just went 3 stars on it. It was so entertaining for what it was, and I had a very good time with it.
Yeah, I'm happy that we finally get like proper like Black Mensa Ray matches, because like his Nova run so far has been weird, because he was like a glue guy on the All Japan roster for so long, and then he like comes into Noah. First he like does like the weird like crystal ball gimmick, which didn't really work at all, and then he reverts back to Black Mensa Ray after that, and he was mostly just having like really terrible comedy matches, like really unfunny and everything. But like he can go like, and he can have matches like this where like it's short, but like it's really, really good. And yeah, so I hope we get more of this Black Mensa Ray than like the Black Mensa Ray we've gotten so far on Noah.
Yeah. So it's just very. I hope that it was pretty much the best possible version of this match, pretty much.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Then we had Ninja Mac defeating Alejandro in 8:29 with the Ninja Bomb. So he's back in Noah after the New Japan bookings dried up, I guess. And I mean, that's unfortunate for Noah, because I don't really think he's very good. But this match wasn't hard or anything. It was just kind of a typical Ninja Mac like loose collection of spots. It's not really much of a match. He was all right, though. Went like 2 3/4.
Yeah, it was fine. I'm not sure about Ninja Mac's look right now as well. Like, doesn't look very healthy, to be quite honest. So I don't know what's happening there, if he's injured or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Like, I've actually enjoyed Ninja Mac and Noah for the most part. Yeah, who knows if this Ninja Mac, like, if he still has like the same motivation level that he had before. We shall see. But like, he famously, like, he got so over after his first Noah match, they immediately signed him to a contract. So maybe we'll still get that guy, but yeah, who knows? I mean, at this point, like, he is in his mid-30s, which is generally like a kind of a bit of a like crossroads point for like a lot of high flyers. So we'll see how he adjusts to that.
After this match, Ozawa came out and announced he'll be doing autographs on December 23rd at Korakuen. Okay. It's like they're going to come up with any excuse to get him out here to just say something. Oh, he did kind of like hop up and down his foot, which I thought was supposed to be saying maybe he would be, maybe he would be back sooner than people think or something. I don't know. That was the message.
I mean, it's also, well, the thing is also that it's like part of this whole thing that he's doing where he pretends that he's turning face. And it's really over the top, right? Because because heels don't sign autographs.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So I guess that's why.
Yeah.
I didn't really, that part was lost on me, so I appreciate pointing that out. Then we had the final Noah Junior Grand Prix first round match of the night, which was also the best one. Hiromu Takahashi defeated Daiki Yoshima in 12:56. This match was great. There were some very hard chops, some other strikes too. They all just looked like they were really, really landing. Daichi at one point gave Hiromu the sunset flip powerbomb off the apron to the floor, which was kind of interesting because that's normally a Hiromu signature move. So, and Hiromu landed really hard for that too. So that was pretty stiff. And just, once they get back in the ring, just very fast paced action. Daichi survived this whole offensive flurry from Hiromu that ended with this sit out Falcon Arrow for a near fall. The crowd was chanting really loud for Daichi at this point. And then Hiromu just ran him over the huge lariat. Daichi looks like he's going to no-sell it at first, but he can't quite do it. He kind of collapses again. But when Hiromu taunts him to get up, he suddenly gets this head and arm choke flash pin for a very close 2 count. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. That was really, really cool. And then he just keeps the choke on even after Hiromu kicks out. So very cool transition. Hiromu does finally make it to the ropes after a long struggle. That was the sequence of the match. And then a little bit after that, Hiromu ends up getting the pin with the time bomb. So yeah, 4 stars for this. Great match. And definitely the best of the first round matches.
Yeah. I mean, Daiki, to me, is a proper, super rookie in some ways as well. Do you know when he actually made his debut?
No.
September 14th, 2024.
So it's barely been a year.
Yeah, barely been a year. He's already this good. And it's also obvious that no one knows he's very, very good as well. So
he's already junior tag champion.
Exactly. He's already junior tag champ and everything. They very clearly know that they have something with this guy. And yeah, so they're obviously willing to push him immediately as well. Again, I think it's also notable that this is the first round match that they put him in as well. Because they very easily could have still dropped him out to I don't know, Ninja Mac, right? Or someone else. But no, they drop him out to Hiromu Taka. They put him in there with Hiromu, which I think that just immediately tells you there's something here with this guy. This guy's going this is Noah telling their fans also this guy is gonna be somebody eventually. He's still young now, but eventually he will be at the top. And yeah, I think it's very obvious. I think the sky is the limit really for Daiki Urashima for me. He's such a great underdog baby face. And I thought Hiromu was very obviously motivated as well, where I think especially in other promotions, I think that has been a bit of an issue for Hiromu lately, because I mean I can't really blame him necessarily, where he just seems a bit rejuvenated in Noah, and again I would at least come knocking. I would at least if I'm Noah, I would at least ask Hiromu if he would be interested in jumping, because I think it would be beneficial for both. And it's pretty clear that New Japan just doesn't really have anything for him or anything different for him than they've had for him the last 10 years, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, because he does seem very bored over there. So, yeah. I mean, if they would actually put him as a heavyweight, I mean, they could have something too. But
yeah, and I mean, for Noah as well, because he's a little bit on the smaller side even for Noah, but I think it's I think you could still do it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, what do they have to lose, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Then we had the GHC tag team title match. Hank and Tank, Hank Walker and Tank Ledger defeating Team 2000X, Masa Kitamiya and Takashi Sugera. Tank pinning Takashi in 15:30 after what's apparently called the collision course. Now, I guess Hank and Tank are NXT guys. I've never seen either of them. I have no idea what their background is. I have no clue. And it's one of these things where I don't care enough to look it up, folks. I could look it up. I don't give a fuck. Do I care where these 2 NXT guys came from? I really don't. So, just it does not affect my life one way or the other to know what part of America they're from, what indie they came up with, or they're just fucking football guys. I don't care. I just do not give a shit. All I know is they were very boring, especially at the start of the match. They were doing a lot of like posing and acting and very WWE, like, yeah, look at us. And they were like shaking and they kept pulling their shirts up and slapping their own bellies for some fucking reason. I don't know. Like, am I supposed to find that entertaining or charming or interesting? Because it's none of those things. I will say, okay, but like early part of the match was pretty fucking boring. Especially like Tadasuke, like, he beat them up on the outside of the chair, whatever. Then Masa, started very slowly working over Hank's leg, which sure didn't increase the match's excitement level. To be nice, the nice thing I can say is it got a bit less boring when Hank and Tank were on offense. They didn't have their babyface fire was okay. When they're not slapping their own bellies like morons, they did some decent moves. The leg work meant absolutely nothing though, because Hank was back and he wasn't selling it at all, so that didn't mean anything. Masa missed the top rope senton at one point. The ref got bumped, so Sugiura hit both of the likely QAnon members with chair shots, and then he gave one of them an Olympic slam. Masa threw the ref back in, but he couldn't count, which ended up being their excuse for why they lost later. And then Tank lariats the chair back into Sugiura's own face. They like squash Sugiura between them, like just both kind of doing like a charging body block at the same time. And they do some kind of wacky tag finish that didn't look very good. And that gave them the pin and gave them their titles, gave them the GHC tag titles in their very first match. Hooray. I don't know. It annoyed me less as it went along. I still wouldn't call it good or anything. I went like 2 3/4. It was all right. That's kind of where I landed on it. I don't know. What'd you end up thinking of it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. People have said that like Hank and Tank were like one of the more exciting parts of NXT, or more, well, exciting is maybe the wrong term, but like entertaining parts of NXT, I guess. But like that's probably like grading things on like a fucking WWE scale, where it's like more entertaining than like the boring shit that they serve you up normally, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't think they really fit all that well with like a Japanese style. Like, I don't think the crowd was really into them either. Where it's like sometimes like you have like some of these like W guys that came over where it's like, no, they're overs. But like I don't think these guys really were. I mean, it's also not like they really did all that many bookings before winning the titles either. So like that makes it even weirder. I thought it was just mediocre match. And like the other thing is as well, this was like the first defense for Masaki Tamiya and Takashi Sugiura. Do you want to take a guess when they won these titles?
I want to say it was like July, right? Something like that.
Not that bad. They won them in August.
Okay, so I was close. I knew it was a while.
Yeah, they hadn't defended them in 3 months, and then this is the first defense, and then they immediately like dropped the belts to these goobers, and yeah, I can just not have this at all. I think I'd prefer that. You know what? I'd rather if they'd not defend the title again until Budokan instead than having done this, because it's just a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Afterwards, Kano and Marufuji came out to challenge next. But then Masa objected because the ref wasn't able to count when they had them pinned or whatever. And then Hank and Tank tell him to fight in the number 1 contenders match. I don't know, what the fuck did he call Kano, by the way? He didn't say Kano.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was very weird. But yeah, Kano agreed, and that's happening on one of these 2 Osaka shows that I can't remember which one, but I got the cards in front of me.
By the way, also, John, since you cared about it, I looked it up. So Hank was a offensive guard with North Carolina State University, and Tank was a defensive lineman with the Northwestern Wildcats.
Good for them. They played my least favorite American sport by far. But yeah, it's like, that's going to happen summing up, and then I guess the winners will face the champs. Hopefully they do that before the Budokan and change the titles. We don't have to watch it, but they probably won't. Probably the Budokan. Tank also delivered possibly the worst Gaijin Japanese promo I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh yeah,
like
that was rough. That was rough.
Every single word. I don't think I've ever heard someone mispronounce like arigato that much. Like, what the fuck is it? Like,
arigato.
Yeah, he said like arigato or something. I'm like, my fucking dad could say arigato better than that. Like, what the hell? That was very strange, sir. But yeah, very, very bad. Main event, GHC heavyweight title. Yoshiki Inamura defeated Kenta in 17 minutes and 30 seconds. This was pretty great. Like this I like quite a bit. I mean, it started very slow. You know, there was like, it kind of was like Kenta going after his arm to start, and that kind of took a little bit to turn into anything. But once they got back in the ring, and the arm work didn't go anywhere either. So it was one of those matches where they started with limb work just to kill time. But then once they got back in the ring, Inamura caught him with this really nice overhead belly to belly out of nowhere. From that point on, it really picked up. And, you know, Kenta came back with his typically good striking. He hit this big power slam that he caught Inamura with when he ran in, and then got a huge double stomp off the top for a 2 count. And Inamura did a great, like, gurgling sell for that, like when he was, like, you know, coughing and gurgling. That was really good. Inamura fired back with this really brutal looking, like, standing lariat to the back of the head. That did look really, 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 really brutal. Kenta caught him charging it again, though, this time with the Bushiaku knee. And then he got him in the game over a bit later. Inamura struggled for quite a while, but he did manage to make it the ropes. Kenta hit a very nice release tiger suplex just before the 15-minute call, followed by a second Bushiaku knee to a kneeling Inamura. That got a 2 count. The crowd started a big Kenta chant as he went for the go to sleep, but Inamura escaped it. Unfortunately, they kind of mistimed a counter slap spot where Inamura was going for something and Kenta counter slapped him. Like, it didn't look very good. But then Kenta did land like 3 more of those slaps after. Then they all looked good, so that's fine. Inamura did put him down, though, with like a running tackle, another huge standing lariat. He ran the ropes back and forth, and then hit another lariat. Now, unfortunately, that one looked worse to me than the impactful standing ones. Like, it was all that buildup of him running back and forth, and then he finally hit the lariat, and it was kind of like, that was it? That was not a very good lariat, but whatever. It only got 2 anyway. Then he hit, like, what the hell was that slam he hit? It was like a standing, like, waist slam or something. They call it the Muso. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, really. Like, what is the technical name for that move? I can never remember.
I don't remember what technically, but it is like one of his like standard moves.
Yeah, because like it's sort of like he grabs the guy by the waist and just kind of slams him down. I've seen other people do it before, but I don't remember what the name for that move is. It looks cool though. It's a cool move. The finish I didn't like though, because like he gets up on top and he's like rocking back and forth up there, like the same shit that what's his name that fucking Daiki Inaba does. It's not quite as bad, but just the rocking thing is just very weird to me. Like, why is everybody in this promotion rocking back and forth now? It's very, very annoying. And the splash itself, whatever, it's just a splash. But yeah, that got the pin. But, you know, I liked a lot of this match a lot. The ending I thought was pretty goofy. You know, just the big running lariat after running back and forth repeatedly shouldn't look worse than all those standing ones, like I said. And the rocking back and forth splash didn't look that cool. But, you know, I still liked the rest of it enough to go 4 stars. So with a better ending, it would have been at least 4.25 probably. But I did really like this match. And we'll see what Inabura can do now as GHC Heavyweight Champion, having taken he definitely took the long route to get there. That's for sure. So, but yeah, he's your new champion. What do you think of this match, and what do you think of the decision to put the title on him?
Yeah, no, I thought I think I liked the match a little bit more than you did. I went like 4.25 on this. Yeah, I just think these two have just really, really good chemistry with each other. I think there was apparent like already like a few years back when Kenta made like his first like reappearance in Noah, when he had like a 6-man, when they were like in a 6-man tag match against each other.
Mm-hmm.
That was the year, like that was like just before like Kenta just destroyed his body even more in that terrible hardcore match of Tanahashi. So that I think they were actually already setting up a feud between these two back then, and then that kind of derailed that. But yeah, no, I think they just mash really, really well together. I think they just because for Kenta as well, like it's somebody where like he can like, I think he's like willing to like bump for Inamura as well. But Inamura is also like somebody who's just willing to just take all of like Kenta's shit as well, where Kenta can just really like lay things in because Inamura is just so thick, and I think that just really helps Kenta as well, where like it helps him maybe like hide some of his limitations as well. So no, I thought they just worked really, really well together. Again, as I said, there were like some things in there that I think were like a little bit awkward, but none of them really like bothered like me too much, to be honest. But yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed the match. And in terms of putting the belt on him, I mean, it is a little too late, to be honest. Probably should have done it last year when he came back from excursion the first time. Like he should have just beaten Kaito back then. Like he had the crowd on his side as well. Like it was in a much bigger building too. So yeah, that probably was the right time to do it. But I mean, now they've done it, and now we'll see what he actually does as champion. I mean, I'm happy that they did it eventually, because I was thinking that because really, if they wouldn't have put the belt on him here, they would have never done it. Like, this was basically his last chance to become a champion, because I think if he hadn't won here, then he would have just been like mid-carder for life forever. But they actually did pull the trigger on him, which, you know what, after waiting for it for so fucking long, I'm happy that they did do it. So even if it was too late, so now we'll at least get to see what a Yoshiki Inamura title reign actually looks like, however long it actually will be. Which I guess that's the next question.
Yeah. So okay. So after the match, Inamura and Kenta, they have a nice little male bonding moment. Then Inamura does another weird mixed English-Japanese promo, and this is where I said, like, the crowd reaction was positive. They seem to like him, but they also laugh at him a lot. So I don't know if that's like the reaction you want for a guy you're trying to get over as a new top babyface. It does feel a little weird, but it's better than rejection, obviously. So, I feel like this is like a wait and see kind of thing. It's just I'm very unsure how I feel about this. Like, it's just, is he being too goofy to be a top babyface, especially in Noah? Like, is he too funny? I mean, Kenta also jokes around a lot though and gets laughs, and and the crowd seems to like him a lot. So I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just how modern wrestling is now, where it's not, you don't need like a completely serious ass kicker on top or whatever. But after and like we said, the title challenge here did a big crowd. So you have to say at least the early return was good. Which when I saw the crowd number, I was a little surprised, because I didn't think they were in. First of all, they didn't seem that into him of Ryogoku. And secondly, obviously, the hype tag did a horrible number last time at Korakuen. So that did surprise me that they did this big sellout crowd. So we'll see where things go. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see what they do for the Budokan and what the Budokan crowd ends up being. And this is a really interesting thing, where Inamura calls out Kaito Kiyomiya to be his next challenger. The crowd chants for Kaito, so that was interesting. He comes out, Inamura tells him he respects him, that's why he wants to overcome him. And I'm thinking, okay, this is your January 1st Budokan main event. It's your new young star against the previous ace or whatever, the guy who might still be ace, depending on who you ask. And they just say, no, it's coming up in like less than 2 weeks in Sendai, November 21st. I'm like, what? So less than 2 weeks from now, they're gonna do Inamura versus Kaito. I have no idea what the fuck why they're doing it that quickly. Why Sendai of all places? And like, is that in a big building? Is that the thing? Is it in Sun Plaza? It's in Sun Plaza Hall. So maybe that's
Sun
why.
Plaza,
yeah, they're trying to fill a big building. Let me see what the ticket sales look like. Actually, it's a good question. But yeah, so maybe that's the reason they're trying to fill this building. But like, they like what could they possibly have that's bigger for the Budokan? Like, unless Ozawa is going to be ready a lot fucking faster than anyone could have guessed based on the injury. I don't understand what they could have bigger for the Budokan. Like,
it has to be.
You have to be Ozawa, is what you're saying?
It has to be Ozawa.
But like, how could he be back from that injury that fast? I thought it was like 8 to 12 months.
No. It wasn't 8 to 12 months. I think it was like 6 weeks was like the Not 6 weeks. No, I think it might be like 8 to 6 weeks was more the thing. Not
That's
months.
what you heard. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe I heard the wrong thing. But people said it was like this fracture in his foot that could keep him out for a long time. But I don't know. Maybe or like the tendon or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I heard bad information or something. Because he did hop up and down on it during the show, like it was fine. So maybe that's just the first tease that he'll be ready for the Budokan. And
because I feel like because that's the other reason I think, like, not just to like because he's popular, but I think that's the other reason why he's like still hanging around as well. Yeah. Right? Because normally when you're injured in like Japan, like you just kind of go away.
Yeah. So then at that case, then the question would be, does Kaito win? Are they going to do Ozawa Kaito again? Does Inamura retain? Are we doing Ozawa Inamura? Those are all the big questions, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I guess either one of those would be bigger. So I guess that's why they would, I guess that's one reason. But yeah, I don't really see another reason to do this before the Budokan. The Sendai show is not selling well, by the way. Like Arena Acid, like there is, well, I shouldn't say not. Like there's a bunch of categories on few remaining. So that's actually not like a disaster. Like SA, second floor stand, and second floor and third floor stand are all on few remaining. So you know what? It could be worse. Just none of those categories are sold out yet. And then Arena B is the one that's on regular availability. So, you know, it's probably doing like an okay crowd, I would think. You know, just not like a sold out, like a, and that's with a few days now of having that title match announced. So maybe that did help the ticket sales pick up. But yeah, you would like to see at least one or two sections be, you know, sold out, like 11 days out. But yeah, four out of 5 on few remaining, I guess isn't bad actually. But yeah, you know, we'll see, I guess, what the final crowd number ends up being.
I mean, that one also has the finals of the Junior League as well. So, like, presumably, like, we'll have Hiromu in the finals, or at least in the semis, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll get to that in a second. I got the upcoming stuff. But yeah, overall, this was a good little bounce back for Noah after what I thought was a pretty Ryogoku show. I mean, there were 2 matches on the show that I thought were better than anything on the Ryogoku show. So, you know, we'll see if they can get the momentum going again in the right direction. I mean, you know, I think this was a good start, though.
Yeah, no, it definitely was pointing up. I think I didn't really see anybody coming out of the show being like kind of like down on the promotion. Again, like the Hank and Tank stuff is like, blah. But I think otherwise, like, I think the Junior League, I think generally found like a lot of like I think people generally view it positively as well. And then, yeah, the Inamura stuff again, I think for like a lot of Noah fans, like it's just kind of a thing of like, I can't believe they've actually finally done it. They've actually put the belt on Inamura. So, yeah.
So the upcoming Noah shows this Saturday in Osaka, Saturday and Sunday is a two night event. So the first night is in Ideon, Osaka, number 2, which is, I guess, going to be one of their final shows before that closes. The big things there's a bunch of tags, but there's a Inamura and Jack Morris against Kaito and Harutoki tag. There's the number 1 contender for the GHC tag title tag, which is Masa Kitamiya and Takashi Sugiura against Marufuji and Kano. And then you have your 2 second round matches in the Noah Junior Grand Prix. Hayata versus Eita and Hiromu Takahashi versus Ninja Mac. So those are both happening on Saturday. On your, is that at what time of day? It's a 5:30 show, so not like a great time for us to watch it, even with the 14-hour difference here in the East Coast.
Oh,
the
for
Sunday,
me it's great.
Oh, for you it's great. The Sunday show is good for me. Sunday show is at noon Japan time, so that'll be a 10 p.m. Eastern start on Saturday night. So that'll be perfect. Although actually, no, not really, because I'm at this convention, so I can't. Probably not going to have time to watch it actually. But
it's a much smaller building.
But yeah, this is at the Stella Hall at Umeda Sky Building. Oh yeah, that's in that. Have you ever been to Umeda Sky Building, by the way? I went there once.
No, I actually haven't. Yeah,
it's like one of their big skyscrapers of the northern part of Osaka. I didn't realize they had a hall for like wrestling promotions to run. It must be pretty tiny, because it's like basically just like the skyscraper. So I don't even know where that would be. But yeah, so that's on the Sunday. That has 2 more of the Noah Junior Grand Prix second round matches. The other 2, I should say. So Tadasuke against Amakusa, and the other one being Shuji Kondo versus Kai Fujimura. So those will be both on that show. And there's also a 6-man tag main. Inamura teams up with his fellow NXT guys, I guess. Hank Walker and Hank and Tank against Kaito, Harutoki, and Alejandro. So that's that show. And I believe not Paul, you're Paul. John and I next week are going to do at least a key match of the Osaka show. I think we're going to do. I don't think we're going to bother all the undercard tags, but the junior tag tournament matches and the maybe the Inamura Kaito hype matches and the tag title number one contendership match is what we'll cover. So we will cover those on next week's show. And then the 21st in Sendai has the semifinals and finals of the Noah Junior Grand Prix, plus the GHC heavyweight title match with Yoshiki Inamura versus Kaito Kiyomiya. So very interested to see how that ends up going. That's at a Bima show, so I imagine there'll be another pay-per-view for us here in America, which is kind of annoying, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the Noah Crossover 2025 show in Sendai on November 21st, which is their next big show. And I guess their final big show before the Budokan, I would think.
Yes, for the most. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, there's one more Korakuen in December, and then there's there's two more Korakuens before, but like one is a Kaito Kiyomiya 10th anniversary show.
Yeah, and they also announced like some kind of Team Noah thing, like a limit break replacement, I guess. But I don't know if that's
but I think that's for next year.
Next year. Correctly. Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, I just saw them announcing that, like, Limit Break is back, but not Limit Break. And so, okay.
But it's not Limit Break anymore, yeah.
Because we got to erase all signs of Go Shiozaki, that traitor.
Yes.
But yeah, there's your Noah talk. So did some let off with Noah for, I don't even know, like, I don't know the last time we did that. Did we leave off with them with the Ryogoku show? We might have, actually. Maybe it hasn't been that long.
No, we did, I think we let off of Noah for that one.
Yeah. So... But whatever. Noah got the first billing for once. Let's go over to Stardom, which usually gets the first billing on this show, but I thought it'd be fine to give them second because it's just a tag league, everybody. It's like it's one of the smallest things they're going to do during the year. But it's the only tag league we're going to be following along on this particular podcast. I'm not bothering with anybody else's tag leagues this year. So we did the Goddess of Stardom tag league, the opening night on Friday, November 7th at Korakuen Hall. The crowd was down a bit. It was 1,127. So it was down from both of the 1,220 they did from the last Stardom Nighter in October, and also down from the 1,229 they did for the first Goddesses Korakuen last year. One effect might have been that the last year the big fall show was in Nagoya, and this time it was in Oda Ward Gym only like 4 days before this. So it may have had a negative effect on the crowd. People may not have been in a rush to go to a tag league Korakuen after they just saw the Oda Ward Gym show. But not to make excuses or anything, but that's the only thing. That's the big thing I can think of. The dark match here, which I think you only saw the tag league matches, right?
I did actually. We ended up watching Saya Kamatani versus Kikyo Furusawa. Yeah. Before
that, there was a dark match. So Momo Kogo defeating Emma Maishima in 720. Just standard dark match stuff. Really, you didn't miss anything if you didn't see this one. It was like 2.5 star, very average match. But yes, then the actual opener of the main show was Saya Kamatani defeating Kikyo Furusawa in 534. It was mostly mostly Saya beating her down, as you probably expect. Kikyo did get a chance to show off a nice little takedown into an ankle lock before Saya just fucking decapitated her with a spinning kick. That kick looked awesome. She got Kikyo into a Boston Crab and then sat down back into a high angle half crab. That looked pretty sick. And of course it did get the tap out. So fun little 5.5 minute match. I went 3 stars on it. And Saya afterwards, I don't know, felt like she was trying to recruit her at first, but then I don't think that's then Kikyo kind of basically said she wants another match with her. And Saya was like, well, you're always going to lose to me, so don't worry about that. But yeah, I wonder if that's leading to anything. I guess we'll say.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed this one for what it was. I thought Saya just played her role perfectly here. Just bullying Kikyo for 5.5 minutes.
Yeah,
and also the way she no-sold basically all of her offense as well. And then just and then the little bit of the hope spot that they got as well, right? Because the way they transitioned to that I think was very smart as well. Where it's literally Saya was shown to be dominant the entire time, where it was made clear that she doesn't have to take her seriously. Mm-hmm. But then she gets a little too lackadaisically going for a Boston Crab and gets rolled up. And yeah, and then they kind of like go from there, and then you have like a bit of a finishing sequence before like Saya like reasserts dominance, as you said, like that great kick, and then just taps her out. Like I said, like for what it was, I think it was like worked perfectly by both.
Yeah, she's very good in this role as, you know, the top heel and the top wrestler in the whole company. It's part of why that clicked so well for her. Is, you know, people I think try to credit a lot to her looks, which I'm sure has a lot to do with it too, and her general presence. But like, you know, she just works, like, even just from a strictly like in-ring work standpoint, I think she works to that role really well. Like, she does a very good job coming off like someone who cannot be beat. And that's kind of like her whole thing. So like that, you know, it does really work well. And then she's very cocky, but like backs it up basically is the whole thing. So yeah, she does, the whole thing, the whole package clicks really well for her. Then we had our first tag league tournament in the blue block. Konami and Rina from Hate, the Tokyo Hate squad, as it were. They defeat Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara in 10-26. Konami tapping out Aya with the Triangle Lancer. Very energetic tag league opener here. I thought this was quite fun. I mean, a lot of the tag league matches kind of fall in the same range, but I thought this was, you know, a very good 10.5 minute tag match. Konami and Rina end up hitting like this double team Pink Devil on Aya, leading right into Konami, putting her in the Triangle Lancer for the submission. So yeah, I went 3.5 stars in this. Good match, good opener of the tournament, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. One thing I need to comment on though is, so you know how like, well, a lot of promotions will like to show the age of the wrestler, right? Whereas what Stardom does is they show like the birth year of the wrestler. And them showing like 2006 for Rina was like oh, I'm turning to dust moment for me.
I know this woman was born when I forget how old you are exactly. I think you're around the same age as me, right? I think. And it's like, wow, this woman. Yeah, we're like, I'm a little older than you actually, but about the same. And it's like, you know, I'm not 40 yet, thank God. But yeah, it's like we're getting there. I know. And it's like, but yeah, the point is though, when Rina, you know, when you see born in 2006, you're like, Jesus Christ, I was out of high school when this woman was born. That is very disturbing. But
yeah, no, not quite yet for me, but like I was getting close to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. But you know.
But yeah, no, the match itself was really fun. Though I think that was like a really good one to like open the tag league with as well, because you kind of want to like. Right, you kind of want like something in there, like to get people excited and everything, like get the people into it and everything. And I think they did that job really, really well, like setting that up. And I think it kind of established like a good baseline, because I think we're going to talk about it a bit more. Where like I think like tag league overall, it has been enjoyable, even if it is missing like top level stuff. But like the floor is incredibly high for like so far.
Yeah. You know, it is a very high floor, like you're saying, and it's like, you know, maybe the ceiling is little bit lower, but you know, there's a lot of good stuff on these shows. It's definitely not like when I was watching the N1, I regretted it pretty much immediately after that Korakuen, and it's with the first 3 nights of this tournament, I did not regret it at all. So that was good, because it was an open question to me, like, am I going to regret like signing up to do this entire tournament? But I did not, so that's good. The second tournament match, also in blue block, was Saya Ida and B Priestley defeating Azumi and Miyu Amasaki. B Priestley pinning Miyu in 9:36 after the Plan B. So I kind of liked what I saw to B on these first 3 tag league shows. I mean, she, you know, maybe I don't know if it's being in tag suits a little bit better in Stardom, or just on top of that, I think she might be getting more used to the pace in the current promotion, but she didn't look nearly as out of place here to me as she did before she came back. When she first came back to Stardom, the first running up to her title match. Here, since she got back again for this tag league, I thought she's looked a little bit better. I know, like, Tim Hunter disagreed with me on the Discord. He was like, oh, she almost killed a few people. But like, almost killing somebody is pretty normal for Stardom, honestly. So that's not really that out of place. But at least she kept up with the pace a lot better.
That's kind of the thing with Stardom. It's like that's what they do. They just drop each other on their necks.
They do that. They do that a lot. Yeah. I did think so. I always say O2 line, but it's really zero knee line. Like they just say, I think they do say it in Japanese. But yeah, I thought zero knee line had it when Azumi hit a Canadian Destroyer on B. And then Miyu just tried like her signature pin thing right after that, but Saya Ida just barely dove in and broke up the pin. And then B ended up pinning Miyu with the plan B soon after that. So another good tag match here, another 3.5 star match that I enjoyed watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree as well. It's like, I'm not the biggest fan of Bea Priestley in general. Like, she's just, I don't know, okay. Like, she kind of got hyped up as this, like, I don't know, potential, like, top level, like, wrestler. And I just never really saw that with her. But I think she did really, really well here. As you said, it might be a thing where, like, she's just somebody that is just a much better tag worker than she is a singles worker. So maybe this is like what she should be doing going forward. I enjoyed this one as well. Yeah, just a perfectly acceptable match as well. I will say I think I actually like the opener a little bit more than this, but like
I did too. Yeah,
this was a good match as well.
The third tournament match, also Blue Goddess League, Syuri and Saki Kashima defeating Suzu Suzuki and Rita Yamashita. Saki pinning Rina in 8-13 with the revival. So Saki in this tournament especially has the easiest job in the world. Look pathetic, do a single Rana that gets an enormous pop for actually doing something, and then really tagging out to Syuri. Like, that's her whole thing. They call this team Anekon, which is like, big sister complex, I think, as we talked about last week. And it's like, yeah, she just wants her big sister to do everything for her. And it's like, it's great work if you can get it, I guess. But I mean, like, yeah. Syuri had fun exchanges with both Suzu and Rina, and she gave Rina a very fucking stiff soccer ball kick to the back. Of course, Saki wanted to tag back in when she saw that Rina was dead on the mat, but that just led to both Mi Vida Loca members beating her ass. Saki somehow manages to pin Rina, though, with her revival little flash cradle thing after escaping the Splash Mountain attempt from Rina. So yeah, fun little match. It was also quite goofy at times, but with the Saki comedy. But, I enjoy Saki's comedy and I enjoy Syuri striking, so I went 3 1/4 and thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like this one as well. This one was definitely, like, out of the 3 matches so far, this was the one I enjoyed the most. Like, I think just a really good, like, match structure overall, as you said already, as you kind of laid out already, right? Where, like, again, yeah, with like Saki being like pathetic and everything, like it's a very basic structure, but I think it's one that really that it works, right? Like that's why like so many like wrestling promotions go and like do that story where you have like the tag team of like the really dominant wrestler and like the underdog who gets beaten up or who gets like too big for her britches as well. Yeah. So yeah. I think it works really, really well, and it makes for like an entertaining match, and it did here as well. And yeah, I have enjoyed them as well, like for the rest of the tournament too.
Saki at the end being like, "No, please give me a piggyback ride to the back, Nate-chan." That was so fucking funny. Like they are great together, and Syuri's just like, okay, like
sure.
This is like such a pair. Like Syuri's like, I'm very capable, and you're very not capable, so just yes, I'll carry you to the back, whatever. She just loves this.
I'll have to do everything.
But she doesn't complain about it at all, though. It's the funniest part. But she's just like, yeah, that's fine. Whatever, piggybacks. You want uppies? That's fine. But like we have another team that we're going to get to. I don't think they're on the first night, where Bozilla fucking hates having to do everything. And like it's bullying Akira, if anything about it. But like, Syuri here is just like, doing everything for my little sister. It's very cute. Red Goddess League. Yuna Mizumori and Mei Sierra, a very unique team there, like high-speed rivals. They defeat Sari and Miku Kanoe. Yuna pins Miku in 10:36. So she pinned her with a lariat, and I like what the auto-translate on the Stardom website says. It's apparently her lariat translates to Kumamoto's unsinkable ship. It's like, okay.
What?
I don't know. She's from Kumamoto, and her lariat is an unsinkable ship, apparently. I like that Miku is so tiny. She makes Mei Sierra look kind of normal size by comparison, which is crazy. Just like this woman's even smaller than Mei. But yeah, this is a very fast paced, very high energy match, as you'd probably expect. Yuna and Sari exchange these fucking stiff forms at one point, and Yuna almost kills her with a lariat, and then Sari returns the favor with her signature dropkick to the face. And then, yeah, Yuna finally does pin Miku, like almost takes her fucking head off with the Kumamoto unsinkable ship. after the 10-minute call for the pin. Yet another fun tag match on this opening night, another 3.5 star match. Like all these were just kind of around the same level and they were all good. So
I think Yuna is like a little bit underrated because like, I mean, this is like, because I think her thing is like the Stardom roster is so great that she kind of can get lost in the shuffle a little bit at times. But like she really knows how to like lay in her stuff. Like I remember like the trip we did to Japan back in 2019 when she was still with Gato Move back then. Mm-hmm. Like seeing like her wrestle in like the little like dentist office, like hearing some of the chops she was doing there, like they are nasty. And like, yeah, so she's like one of those like wrestlers who's like perfect to like wrestle with like Suri, where like, you know, she will just give it back like just as hard as like Suri will dish it out as well. And yeah, so I thought that was really good in this match, and I enjoyed it. Again, I know it sounds repetitive, but again, yes, I also enjoyed this match as well.
Then we had the 8-woman tag, which was, so this is where we're going to find out the mystery partner of HANAKO. So it was HANAKO, Wakasukiyama, and Rion from E-Nexus V, and their mystery X, who turned out to be Megan Bayne, of all people. I did not have her on my radar at all for this because, first of all, she's in a fucking blood and guts match back in America on Wednesday. So she flew out to Japan to go in this tournament. HANAKO is flying back to America to do the blood and guts match on Wednesday, and is flying right back to Japan to finish her tournament. That's fucking dedication. Like, bravo to Megan Bayne for apparently missing. She was talking about how much she missed wrestling in Japan, and she like on one of the later nights, I think when they won, the one when they won the main event, and like I believe her because like why else would you? Because we clearly know AEW is not forcing people to take these Japanese bookings, because if they were, there's a lot of people who could fucking use them, that is for sure. And you know, from a development standpoint, so the fact that Megan stepped up, wanted to be back in Stardom this bad, to take this open tag lead spot, that she was willing to fly out to Japan, fly back to America, and then fly out to Japan again. Like, folks, if you've never done that flight, let me tell you, it's fucking long. So, you know, bravo to her, and you know, hopefully she has like premium economy, at least with her long legs, because I'm a similar height to Megan Bayne, and let me tell you, economy's not great for a 14-hour flight. So. Although I guess the Japanese carriers, it's not that bad, but still not ideal.
It's still not comfortable. Like it still sucks.
Oh, I actually forgot something. So after I get this match, I'll go back because I forgot one major thing that I skipped right over. But yeah, so she was the mystery partner here, and Megan Bayne. They defeated the team of Amy Sourei, Lady C, Bozilla, and Akira Kurogane. Was Megan pinning Akira in 11:33 of the running powerbomb. Yeah, Megan got a nice pop when she came out here too. That was cool too. Like fans remembered her because people don't know she was in Stardom from about 2023 through 24. Like it wasn't like 2 years. It was like I think August 23 through about like spring 24. I think if I'm remembering correctly. So, and she was Micah's teammate at one point, so it makes sense that she would come back to team with HANAKO. And there was like the camera caught Micah looking very excited about these two tall women teaming up. So. That woman has a type, that is for sure. But yeah, there was lots of big girl graps in this one. First with Bozilla and HANAKO, then the big Bozilla and Megan exchange. They both no-sold each other's Germans, and the crowd really was into seeing the two enormous foreigners going face to face. Akira tagged herself in, tried to go at Megan with drop kicks, but she just shrugged them all off easily, and then put her right at the big running powerbomb. So for an 8-woman tag, this was a fucking blast. A great reintroduction to Megan Bayne. I went 3.5 stars on this.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Okay, no problem.
To the next tag.
The one thing I forgot to get to before, so it was back after the first Blue Block match. They did this so they could put it on the YouTube stream of the first 3 matches. They introduced Fuwa-chan, who is a famous YouTuber who once appeared in Stardom for 2 matches in 2022-23. I believe that one of them was like a singles match with Utami Hayashishita, maybe? Or maybe it was a tag. But yeah, Hazuki trained her, I think, and I think Hazuki was involved in the matches. But so she hadn't been back since then, and on top of the fact that she hadn't been in wrestling since then, she hadn't been anywhere since about August 2024 because she got in a lot of trouble for telling a fellow comedian that she should kill herself. Not a great thing to do.
Jesus.
Well, it's not a great thing to do. I will say in Fuwa-chan's defense, this former comedian is a troop. She's a Japanese self-defense force member. And on top of being a troop, she's apparently an abusive troop. Because after this controversy, it turned out that she was in some kind of like, they called it like a power abusing controversy where she was like bullying her, her like lesser, the people reporting to her. And so she got in trouble for that too. That to me sounds worse than telling someone to kill themselves on Twitter. I don't know. Like abusing your subordinate sounds worse than, not that either's great, but like, I don't know. Like Fuwa-chan was probably like being more jokey than anything. She's very like kind of an edgelord, that's kind of her comedy. And, from talking to people who like know a lot about Japanese culture and stuff, they think a lot of other people would have been able to get away with this. And it was more just that Fuwa-chan's comedy was besides being very edgy, tend to make fun of older Japanese men a lot. And the older Japanese men kind of like took this as an excuse to cancel her basically. And, she lost a lot of her, she apologized for it pretty quickly. And the abusive troop even accepted her apology. But like that still wasn't enough. And she still lost like all of her big endorsements that she had at the time. So she basically vanished at that point. Like her Twitter had gone completely dark since the apology, which is like, 15 months. It's been like 15 months at this point. And she finally bid her big return here, in Stardom. At the same time, she uploaded a new YouTube video, and all this got like millions and millions and millions of hits. So like this woman is a big, big star. For people who don't know the context, like it was big like they covered this on television, like on actual Japanese television. It's like she's a big deal as a YouTuber and as a comedian. So, they covered it on TV. Like I saw her like post a screenshot of like TBS, like the Japanese TBS, not the American TBS, because there's, the Tokyo broadcasting system. But yeah, she posted like a screenshot of like the news report for her, and it made like mainstream news, her making this comeback with Stardom. But yeah, she came out and basically said she's devoting herself to wrestling full time. I don't know if she's going to be a real full-time wrestler, but like she's going to train. She's been training for a while. She apparently trained in England or something, which was very strange. Like she just popped up in England to do training. She went to start the story and how this happened is she was in America earlier this year, and she went to Stardom's show during WrestleMania weekend in Vegas and connected with Taro Okada there. And I guess that's how they decided, to quietly start like, setting the stage for bringing her back. So that's basically how this happened. So,
hey guys, finding the perfect gift for the food lover in your life is easy. Thanks to Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships America's most iconic foods straight from world-famous restaurants right to your door. So if you want to treat someone to Joe's Stone Crab from Miami, Franklin Barbecue from Texas, or desserts from famous foodies like Ina Garten or Martha Stewart, Goldbelly has you covered with free shipping anywhere in the country. Just go to goldbelly.com and for a limited time, get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's promo code GIFT.
Her re-debut will be at Dream Queendom. So I think you're going to that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be in the building for her re-debut. So that's kind of cool. And people, people who didn't see her original 2 matches. I mean, she showed some potential for somebody who's only 2 matches in. I mean, she looked, pretty athletic, and, she looked like somebody who could have aptitude for this. So, and, she has like she has like decent size, especially for Joe. She's like 5'4", I think. She looks like somebody, and obviously she's a huge star and very charismatic. Her speech here, she was giving like, she was like basically doing like a whole thing where she like was being polite, which was never her thing. She never used to speak in polite language. Mm-hmm. And I saw a lot of her fans replying on Twitter like, no, I want the old rude Fuwa-chan back. Like, no polite Fuwa-chan, like be a heel. So we'll see where they go, I guess. But that was kind of a lot of the Japanese reaction was like people being like, we don't like the new polite Fuwa-chan. We want you to be rude again. So
she's got to join hate.
Not so rude that you tell people to kill themselves anymore, hopefully. But I mean, but yeah. And I saw people trying to connect it to the Hana thing. I don't know. To me, that's kind of stupid. Like, I don't really see what I don't really see what the fuck they have to do with each other. It's like, yes, Hana Kimura getting abuse from people from being on reality TV to me is very different from, what happened with her and this woman. So I don't know. Just my opinion. But anyway, The next match was the red block match, which was Suriano and Natsupoi defeating DLM, Osita and Teo Tleko. So it's fucking Fukuoka double crazy under mask pretending to be luchadors. I'm just going to call them by their actual names. The green one, who is apparently Teo Tleko or whatever, she's Suzuki. And the one in the red mask, Osita, is Koguma. But yeah, Poi and Koguma started doing some lucha arm drags and stuff. And then Poi stared at her like this skeptical, like, don't I know you expression. That was kind of funny. And then she got poked in the eyes. So it was pretty funny. The luchadoras were working total heel here. Hazuki was like blatantly choking Poi at one point. Hilariously, the ring announcer did the 5-minute call in Spanish for the benefit of these definitely native Spanish speakers. I thought that was funny. And the referee was also like throughout these matches like counting in Spanish too. And the time limit was starting to run out. We were getting to the 15-minute time limit before Poi finally put Hazuki away at the last second with the fairy magic. And then Hazuki immediately attacked her afterwards. It was a big schmoz. I thought this was fine. I mean, it was kind of I'm not the biggest Fukuoka Double Crazy fan to begin with, and I found them working as like anonymous lucha heels with these all black, I don't know, they had a very like indie look to them, and it just, I don't know, I found it even less compelling. It got old for me even before this first match was over, and we still had the whole rest of the tournament to go. So I don't know, 3 stars I thought was fine, but just not anything I was that into.
Yeah. So is there something I'm missing here? Like, why the fuck are they doing this? Is there like an actual reason? Like, I know that they went to Mexico, but like, is there a reason why they're doing this gimmick, or is this just for fun? Like, I assume that means you also don't know like why they're doing this. Like, there's no like storyline that I missed here that is the reason why they're like doing this gimmick.
Yeah, I don't know.
It kind of just showed back up on the map.
I feel like they're just kind of bored. I mean, it feels like that's what it... I don't know.
Because I was like, did I miss like a thing where like it's like where they're doing like because I was like, they didn't have like a like loser leaves town match or anything like that. This is not like a Midnight Riders deal or whatever. It's like they just kind of did a trip to Mexico and then came back pretending the luchadors for like no reason really. So yeah, no, this is just kind of weird. Like the match itself, it was fine. Like I don't think it was anything special. Probably the least enjoyable out of the ones so far. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't get why they're doing this. Like it's like it's kind of like with like everybody winks at the fact that like they know who this actually is, but then it's still played completely straight in the match as well. So it's just, I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. I don't really get it. So yeah, and the match was also like, it was just fine, but like nothing special, and just. Yeah, the gimmick just confuses me, and it kept confusing me for like the other shows as well.
Yeah, I really don't get it either. The main event, also red block, BMI 2000, Natsuko Tora and Uraka defeated Hina and Rana Yagami. It was Uraka pinning Hina in 10 minutes and 2 seconds with the captured German. This was a lot shorter than I thought it would be. It was basically a squash for BMI 2000, again, before Uraka put away the captured German. There's not a lot to it, especially for a main event. But for a squash to put the champs over strong, it was all right, I guess. I went like 2 3/4. But yeah, it was a weird Korakuen where I thought the show started out really well, especially the tag league matches, and then the last 2 were the my least 2 favorite. So
yeah, same. Well, I was like, okay, previous match was kind of weird, but okay, I'm sure they're gonna want to deliver in the main event of the like start of the league, and then. That almost felt like more like this is like this felt more like a match from like the middle of the like tour, right? Like what you would normally get in these tournaments in like the middle of the tour when you're like somewhere out in the sticks and like everybody is kind of giving half effort. That's more what this felt like than really like a Korakuen main event.
Yeah,
but
I was just expecting more from a Korakuen main. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, the good stuff was still good, but just not the stuff on top was like, whatever.
I mean, it wasn't bad, right? Like,
it wasn't
that's what
bad.
I mean.
It
Like,
wasn't
the floor is high, but it was just disappointing.
Yeah. The second night, the tournament took place this past Saturday on the 8th from the G Messi Gunma, which apparently, according to the Stardom site at least, was a full house. So some kind of sellout, I guess. It was 675 people. That was way up from their last show in Gunma, actually, which was 426, which their last show in February did 426 people. There's no comparable from last year's tag league, but...
Okay, that's probably a different room, I guess, in the building then.
Yeah, it says G Messi Gunma Main Hall. I don't know.
Yeah, because New Japan drew like 2,000 in there for the G1 this year. So like that has to have been like a different room then.
Yeah. I guess a different room. But yeah, 675, it says full house in the Stardom site. Opened up with the Blue Goddess block. Megan Bayne and HANAKO in their first tournament match, defeating Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara. Megan pinning Sayaka in 10-12 with the running powerbomb. It was mostly these smaller girls bouncing off the two Amazons, as you'd probably expect. It was a nice little showcase introduction for the big gal team, but like a, gentlewoman's 3-star match.
Yep. No, I also have to say this is actually the last show that I watched out of all of the shows.
Oh, you watched the second and third out of order.
Yeah, because I couldn't find this. I couldn't find this show on the Stardom World layout is
it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Yeah, you don't have to be.
So I couldn't find it. So I had no time. So I watched all of these matches on 2x speed.
Yeah. So there you go, man.
But yeah, no, I from what I saw, it was enjoyable as well. As you said, like I thought Megan Bayne did her stuff here really, really well. Well, she just kind of brushed them off, really.
Yeah, that's her. She's really good at that. It's true.
Yeah, she's really, really good at that.
The second match on the show, which was a non-tournament match, was Rina Ruaka and Ram Kaichou, for some reason, defeating Mei Sierra, Momo Kogo, and Yuna Mizumori. It was Rina pinning Momo and 9:53 at the Pink Devil. What the fuck was Ram doing here? It's very weird. Very random appearance. It's she doesn't have a hometown listed because I guess she's like a demon or whatever the fuck she's supposed to be. But is she shoot from Gunma? Was she in visiting family and Stardom was like, come on over, Ram? It was very, very weird. Because usually she appears only on these she appears on the New Blood shows a lot, but I don't remember the last time I saw her on a main Stardom show. It was very strange. Just randomly on a house show in Gunma. It's very strange. But yeah, she was here with her invisible shurikens, which Yuna did sell for us. That's good. Some people will not sell the shurikens. I think she tried to use it on Sari once, and Sari was like, "I am not,
absolutely not.
I am not selling her invisible shuriken." Ram threw her dastardly powder into Momo's face, which did set up Rina hitting the Pink Devil for the pin. Standard undercard stuff for the most part, except for the completely random Ram appearance. It was all right, 2 3/4. Then we had the Red Goddesses Tag League, Sari and Miku Kanoe, defeating Waka Tsukiyama and Rion in 8:55. Miku pinned Rion with the German suplex hold. Why the fuck was Sari's theme music back to being muted on this show in night 3? It's like they've been playing it. They played it on the Korakuen the night before. They've been playing it throughout the entire tours, and now it's like, our 1 month or 2 month fucking license ran out. Kind of mute the song again. Very strange. Waka was doing a lot of very funny yelling throughout this match, I thought. There's one point where she was perched on Miku's back with this double arm lock thing, and she was just fucking screaming the entire time. And the crowd was really cracking up at it. It was very funny. Sari tagged in and just started quickly kicking ass. She started tossing Miku around, tiny little girls around as a weapon. It was just, anything to beat people up, basically. And then an interesting thing I noticed about Sari is she seems to get much better reactions from Stardom fans outside of Tokyo than she does in Tokyo. Not only that they just don't boo, not only that they don't boo her, but they were clapping along for her here, and she looked very excited, oh yeah, they're clapping for me, yay! And it's she gets much better reactions from the house show crowd, I've noticed. Sari made this very unimpressed face when Rion was hitting her with these quite hard elbows. And I don't know, something about her facial expression was very great there. And then she just murders Rion with one elbow to the face. Miku tagged in then, and she and Rion had their own little tiny girl elbow war, so that was cool. And then Miku did put Rihanna away soon after that to get the pin. Nice to see her get the pin here. But yeah, this rocked. It was a ton of fun for the relatively short time it got. And that gave Miku and Suri their first 2 points, by the way, while Rihanna and Walker was still looking for the first 2 points. But yeah, 3.5 stars. This was good definitely for a 9-minute match. It was very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. One thing maybe with the theme music, are there like Korakuen shows like shown anywhere on TV later?
Well, they are. So they are. I didn't think of that because I know that's a weird thing with all Japan. But they had Suri's theme song throughout the 5-star too, and not most of those shows were not shown on TV.
Okay.
So
yeah, okay. Then I also don't know why they like decided to mute it again here.
Yeah, it was strange.
I mean, maybe they're literally paying like per usage, and they're like, it's not worth it to pay for it for like a show in Gunma.
Yeah,
but yeah. That's like the only explanation I have. Like it was definitely random. Match was good. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that with the theme music.
Yeah, because I know the All Japan depends on if it's shown on TV or not, which is strange.
Yes, yeah. If it's anything that is on Geora or like on like Samurai TV, then it will not be muted on the stream either. Yeah. Basically the way you can know it is like, does the show have commentary? If the show has commentary, the music will not be muted. The show doesn't have commentary, it will get muted. That's the rule for like All Japan.
Then we had the red block match. The Mi Vida Loca team of Bozilla and Akira Kuragane loses to the fake luchadoras, who get their first 2 points. It was fake luchador Koguma pinning Akira or submitting Akira actually in 8-11 with the body choker sleep. The body choke sleeper hold. That's how it's translated there. The body scissors sleeper, you know. But yeah, they're doing this whole thing where Bozilla is annoyed at teaming with the rookie Akira, I guess because she thinks he'll drag her down. Like she basically shoved her forward during her entrance. I don't know how to feel about that. It's like, because I kind of liked them as a team earlier in the year where like, you know, Akira could like hide behind her big buddy basically. And now it's like Bozilla's just kind of being an asshole to her too, which I guess is the idea to get sympathy for Akira. But it's just it's an interesting choice. And, you know, we'll see how it plays out throughout the tournament. And, you know, they're trying to give them a storyline for the tournament. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I kind of liked it better when they were friends, but just a personal opinion, I guess. You know, the ref counting in Spanish to get them to break remained the funniest part of this gimmick. And Akira managed to fight off the fake luchadora Hazuki for a minute with a couple drop kicks. And this little patronizing response Bozilla gives her out of the corner before demanding the tag was pretty great. She was like, yeah, okay, great. Now get out. That was kind of funny, I will say. Bozilla very reluctantly tags Akira back in just so she can suplex her on top of Koguma. That got a 2 count. And the fake luchadors were like pulling out some very clever offense. They first tripped Bozilla into splashing her own partner. Then they hit like a drop kick senton combo on the two of them. That was cool. Akira actually managed to fight back. She gave them both a double Russian leg sweep. When she tried to slam Akira onto one of them, when Bozilla tried to slam Akira onto one of them, they just rolled out of the way, meaning all she did was slam her own partner instead. And then Bozilla again gave a very sarcastic sorry that in a way that was clear she didn't give a shit. So she is entertaining in this role, I will say. And then Koguma ended up tapping Akira out with a choke after she had pulled her up before out of 2 counts just before that. But yeah, the fake luchadors, they worked for me a little more on night 2 than night 1. They were kind of back to being boring on night 3, as we'll get into. But, you know, you went 3 1/4 on this, which was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of this one. Like I said, I don't like the gimmick. I don't like the fake luchadora gimmick. And then, like, yeah, with Akira and Bozilla, I don't know. I get how that can work in theory, like, as the gimmick, but I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird. As you said as well, like, I liked it a lot more when they were, like, when basically like Akira was like the one that was kind of like also almost like having like Bozilla like as like she was like the one calming her down and everything.
Yeah.
And now it's just like now I actually hate you, and I'm like I can see where maybe that develops into something down the line. It's just it didn't really make for like an entertaining match for me here. So yeah.
Then we had a 6-woman tag, Amy Sore, Lady C, and Kikyo Furusawa defeating Saya Kamitani, Konami, and Natsuko Tora in 9:51. Ami pinning Konami with the Like Thunder. This was, I thought, pretty fun little action-packed 6-woman undercard tag. Didn't take detailed notes or anything, but it was enjoyable. The finish was Tora accidentally spitting her blue mist into Konami's face, which led to Ami hitting the Like Thunder on her, and that gave her a pin over the new white belt champion, also 1/3 of the artist champions, so I guess it could be about either one. But yeah, even the more surprising result was, it was even more surprising result given that Kikyo was right there to be pinned as a rookie, so did not see that coming at all. But yeah, I threw a real curveball here. We'll see if Ami versus Konami ends up being a white belt match. Maybe for one of the Korakuens next month or something. I don't know, because they could do it. They could do it at the Goddess Tag League Final 2 at the end of the month. But yeah, we'll have to see. Then we had the blue block. Although night 3 Konami gets pinned too, so they kind of set up 2 different challengers. So we'll see where that all goes. Then we had the blue block, Saya Ida and B Priestley defeating Sayuri and Saki Kashima. It was Saya pinning Saki in exactly 9 minutes. Saki tried the old fake handshake into her flash cradle trick right at the start of the match, but she could not even get the very muscular Saya Ida down. As soon as Saya started chopping her, she wanted out of this match immediately, and she ran to tag Big Sister at the first opportunity. She was so funny here. Sayuri finally got tired of her stuff a little bit and like tagged her forcefully at one point, and Saki gave Saya exactly 1 body slam, came up clutching her back, and then immediately tagged back out again, which was so funny. B really cracked Sayuri in the mouth with an elbow at one point. That got this great excited reaction out of Sayuri where she was just like, oh, you want to play, huh? And she went at her at that. Sayuri just pulled Saki's dead body onto Saya at one point after she leveled her with a PK. That was very funny. She was going Saki, and just pulled her up over there. Come on, you got this. It was very funny. And Saki tried her own flash fin on Saya again, but Saya countered into her own, the Itabashi. Kind of clunky faction, actually, on the final flashback, but what can you do? But yeah, this was carried by all the Saki comedy, which was quite funny, and did have some really good action while Sayuri was in there for small bursts. So, 3.25 stars. Pretty good little match here. But there you go.
Yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed this one. And I kind of get where you're coming from with the finish being a bit clunky, but I actually really in a way, I actually kind of like that, because it's basically right, Saki is constant, she's the obvious weak link and everything, and the only way she can even ever have a chance of winning the match is with flash pins. So in this case, her getting basically a taste of her own medicine and getting pinned with the flash pin, I think that works really well as the finish here as well. And otherwise, yeah, whenever Shuri was in there, she just went to town. And yeah, I have to say, I think out of all of the teams so far, I think those 2 are the ones where I just enjoy their dynamic the most. As I said, it's very basic, but it just works so well. I think they both just play their roles perfectly, and I think it just makes their matches that much better.
Yeah, totally. They both clearly enjoy what they're doing too, which always helps. So I should have mentioned too, that was both teams were 1-0 entering this match. So Saya and B start out 2-0 now, which surprised me a little bit that they're starting out so well when, it's not even a normal team. We normally have a Hanan and Saya, but maybe they're establishing a new normal team. I don't know. Then we had the blue block. Azumi and Miyu get on the board here with their first win. They beat Suzu Suzuki and Rina Yamashita. Azumi pinning Suzu in 7:41 with the Azumi Sushi. Suzu and Rina, they took a really long time to come out after they started playing their music here for some reason. You could even see Taro looking around at ringside okay, where are they? It was very strange. Suzu's music is kind of a banger anyway, a lot of Stardom theme songs are, so whatever. We got an extended play of it. Also a banger theme, way more of a banger, Azumi's. But those cops have been after her for years at this point. Those the lyrics, not the lyrics, but the spoken words at the start too, where they're shots fired, officer down. Azumi shot a cop? Is that the implication? It's very strange. She's a cop killer out there? It's very weird. It's did they just include, I don't know if they she's not a heel either. It's is it supposed to be a revolutionary thing? Or I don't know. It's very strange. It's did they not know what those words meant? It's very weird.
I mean, that might always be an option.
It is very shots fired, officer down.
Cool.
What? What? There was some cool double teaming flipping offense from zero knee line there at the start, right before their bigger opponents quickly took over. Miyu at one point, I asked this question in the Stardom Discord. Nobody answered for me, so I don't know if no one else knew. Has she ever done an exploded suplex for this match? Because I'm so used to all of her offense being DDTs. Maybe she did the exploder before and I just didn't notice, but she busted out an exploder to counter a charging Rina at one point. It was a pretty good exploder too. It looked really good. Mm-hmm. So, it's good to see Miyu, changing up the moveset a little bit, if that is, if it was a new move for her. But yeah, Azumi got the Azumi Sushi on Susie for the pin. Fun little tag here. Didn't get a lot of time, but I enjoyed it. 3.25 for this one. So,
Yep, that's really my takeaway as well. Was like, I would have wished this would have gotten a little bit more time. I get why it didn't, because again, just like
they got a lot
show
of
and Gunma. Exactly. There's a lot of shit you had to put onto this show as well. But I feel like if you had given this a few more minutes, I think it would have actually been a really, really good match. But yeah, it was still enjoyable for what it was anyway.
The main event, which I did think was a really good match, was Saori Anou and Natsupoi defeating Hina and Rana Yagami. So Saori and Natsu go to 2-0 here. The Saori got the pin on Rana at 11:58 with the German suplex hold. So Rana kicked the crap out of poor Poi's leg to start this match, which Poi tried to counter by like calling for a test of strength and then stomping on her foot. But Rana avoided it and went right back to these super hard leg kicks. Poi and Saori took back over with their trademark adorable cheating, which is quickly testing poor Daichi's patience as the ref. But I don't know. If you, the listener, do not enjoy two very cute girls being very evil, then we are you and I are just very different people, because this is like definitely something I enjoy. Poi was starting to pound on Rana's chest with some very hard forearms before she's finally able to fight back and just tag out to Hina just for the 5-minute mark. And Hina really cleans house on both of them. But then Poi just fucking kills Hina with the running drop kick in the ropes, and before she tags out to Saori. Poi, unfortunately, she slipped a little bit in her little big dive to the floor, but thankfully still managed to go far enough. It didn't seem like that big a deal. I think she mostly still landed on the group on the outside. It was a little tough to tell with the fixed camera angle, but yeah, it could have been a lot worse, I think, that slip. But yeah, match was just all nonstop action, very fast pace, and Saori finally puts Rana away with the German suplex hold. I am very biased, obviously, as a Natsu and Saori super fan, but easily my favorite match of the first two nights. Went 3 3/4. Very good. And it was good to see Hina and Rana get a big main event slot. I mean, they did in the first night and just kind of got squashed. But here, they got to really show out and have a great match. So I thought it was very good. Good show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I enjoyed this one as well. And yeah, that slip on the top rope looked kind of bad. I thought that it looked like she just missed everybody that was supposed to catch her. To me at least, it looked like she just fell straight to the floor, but obviously didn't really seem like it did anything, so it's fine. I enjoyed this one as well. Definitely one of the best matches of the entire tournament so far.
I would say second best. There was a match on night 3 I liked better, so we'll get to.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably where kind of where I'm at as well, where I'm definitely really, really good. I think so far it was the best match, but then it was kind of outdone later. Again, really, really good effort from everybody, and much better than the main event of night 1, that's for sure.
Saori in her promo afterwards seemed to just promise she'll win the red belt, and she and Poi won the tag league together, so... and Poi just adds a little Poi to all, basically Saori goes blah 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 blah, and then Poi just goes Poi. So I don't know. Cannot love these two. Cannot not love these two. That is for sure. But yeah, that was the night 2. The last show we're going to talk about here was night 3, which was from Sunday the 9th, from yesterday. That was from the Kisei Cultural Hall in Matsumoto, Nagano Prefecture. That did 363 fans, which they haven't run this building in a couple of years, but it is up from the last time they ran it, which was February 2023. They did 305, so probably not a huge stop on the tour, that is for sure. But no. And it was a shorter card too as well. So we opened up with the red block. It was Bozilla and Akira Kurogane getting their first win against Yuna Mizumori and Mei Sierra. Bozilla pinned May in 10:22 at the sit-down powerbomb. So Bozilla was still pushing her own partner around during their entrance, and she also refused to let her start the match this time because he didn't end up letting her start it last one. And she was like, "You want to lose again?" And it's like, I don't know. She's not a very nice woman, that Bozilla. Poor tiny little May starts out with Bozilla, of course, gets nowhere. And Bozilla hilariously even no-sells May stomping on her foot repeatedly. Double teaming gets nowhere, but then Akira tags herself into the match and her opponents easily overwhelm her. And Bozilla's like, this is why I want you to tag in. But yeah, Akira does again manage to fight back on her own against both the opponents. She does the double Russian leg sweep, tags back out to Bozilla. I was a little surprised how long this was going at this point. Not, 10.5 minutes isn't that long, but for the first match on the show involving plus Bozilla being involved, I thought it was a little bit longer than I thought it would be. But as soon as I had that thought, Bozilla just hit the powerbomb May and pinned her. So it was fine. And, if anything, I thought Bozilla might have sold for May a little too much towards the end, given the sheer size difference. But, 3 stars.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed this more than the match they had on night 2. It's still, I'm not sure if I really like this gimmick. Again, I have to see where it actually goes. If it actually leads to basically Akira proves herself to Bozilla by the end of the tour to basically be like, hey, I can actually stand up for myself. Whereas if this leads to I don't know, Bozilla turning heel, then I don't know. I don't think I will like it, but yeah. Otherwise, I guess I enjoyed this a lot more than the one on.
Yeah, I guess Viva Loca kind of already leans a little heelish, but it is very weird, how much of an asshole she's acting like her own partner. So
yeah,
I guess we'll see. Then we had the red block, which was the fake luchadoras again, defeating Waka, Tsukiyama, and Rion. Hazuki pinning Waka in 7:19. I didn't really take a lot of notes on this match. It was pretty short and there wasn't a lot to it. But, she pinned Waka with a super kick. I was back to just being really bored with the fake luchadores here. To just come off generic wrestlers wearing generic gear and generic masks. I don't know. It's just not entertaining. I went 2.5. Probably my least, not even probably, my least favorite tournament match so far and just deeply average.
Yeah. I think, I think maybe I would like this gimmick more if they actually had put more effort into their gear.
Yeah, the gear just
even the masks aren't even good.
Yeah.
Generic as shit.
Yeah. Then we had the red block, Hina and Rana Yagami defeating Sari and Miku Kanaway. So they get their first win here, Hina and Rana. In 8:53, Hina pinning Miku with the modified jackhammer. One big note here, there was one woman in the crowd screaming really loudly for Hina throughout this entire match. It reminded me of the Daga girl from the whole Noah N1, where she just would not... She just would not stop the entire match. It can't be her, though, because if it was her, she'd be following Hina on the entire tour. That one was devoted. Went to every single fucking show on the tour to cheer for Daga the entire match. And yeah, this woman was also cheering for Hina the entire match, but so far she's not following her around that we know of. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because I've noticed Stardom drawing more women in general. The crowds are still very male heavy, but it feels like there's at least some women in the crowd compared to the 0.0% in the past. So it is very interesting. I wonder if that's the Saya effect again with her being on mainstream television so much. Maybe she's drawing some women in, but just a thought I had. But yeah, good but slightly unspectacular action throughout this one. It had a good pace though. Some very close near falls towards the end for both Miku and Hina on each other before Hina did finally put her away at the jackhammer. 3.25, pretty good match.
Yeah. No, again, this is one of those things where it's the floor is really, really high for this kind of match, right? Because you have just because of how I think it just shows how high the talent level is in Stardom, where it's just this is what I would almost describe as this is the worst. It sounds weird, but I would almost say it's the worst this match could have been, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's it was still a good match, but it's I don't think it could have been much worse than this, but it could have also been a lot better than this was too. So it kind of leaves you with a weird feeling where I'm I would have liked to see more of this, but I get again, there's so many matches you had to put on these. I get why you had to cut that short. But I just feel if you gave them 12 minutes, they could have had an amazing match, but I get why you couldn't do it.
Then we had the three-way trio battle, which I think you skipped because you only watched the tournament matches. This was like as good as many of the tournament matches. So this was Saya Ida, Momo Kogo, and B Priestley defeating Hate, the Saya Kamitani Konami Arena team. And the other team was Natsupoi, Aya Sakura, and Saya Kakura from Cosmic Angels. So it was Saya Ida pinning Konami. So she takes 2 straight pins on 2 straight nights. She pinned her with the Ida Bashi. But yeah, this was a hell of a fun match. It started with the Hate ringside brawling, but it turned into the kind of nonstop action in the ring you'd expect from the format with the three teams of 3. I thought, again, I thought looked far less out of place since her return. Continued looking far less out of place, I should say. And, there was a whole lot of really cool exchanges, like, Kamitani and Aya trading the spin kicks with each other, Poi and Konami dropping each other heads with Germans that they both no-sell, and then Ida just chopping the fuck out of Poi. There was a nice dive some nice dives to the floor from both Aya and Saya Kamitani. The crowd was getting really behind Saya Ida as she was in there with Konami and was chanting for her pretty loudly. And then she gets an assist from B Priestley with a super kick, and then pins the Wonder champion Konami with her signature roll up. So again, the second person in as many days to pin the new Wonder champion, along with Emi Sore. So that's obviously interesting. I mean, either one of them, I guess, could also be setting up an artist shot since she's 1/3 of the artist champions, but so was Rita. So you'd think they could just pin Rita if it was about setting up an artist title match. So yeah, it makes you wonder if they're going to do 2 white belt matches maybe in December, maybe even before the before the Dream Queendom, because they do have a bunch of Korakuen and stuff coming up. They could use it, a white belt match to main event either one of them. So yeah, we'll see. Really fun match here. Better than the first 3 tag league matches, I thought. I went 3.5 on this. So
okay, fair enough.
Then
I agree. Like the booking in terms of like you need to fill those like buildings somehow. So like you need to set up some title matches.
Yeah, you already know your red belt match, so you can't do that. And plus you can't even. The IWGP is busy. I mean, they're not going to do any more of those title matches, so it'll probably be up to the white belt to draw some of those crowds. Then we had the blue block in the tag league, which was Sayuri and Saki Kashima defeating O2 Line, Azumi, and Miyu Amasaki. Sayuri pinning Miyu in 10-19. So this was a battle between teams that were 1-1, I think. So that made Sayuri and Saki 2-1. Saki really did not want to start, so Sayuri encouraged the crowd to chant for her, and Saki had this facial expression of like, "Why do people even want me to wrestle? Please stop." It was very funny. Sayuri came in before too long though, and she kept giving these super stiff soccer ball kicks to poor Miyu, while this fucking bloodthirsty Nagano crowd kept chanting "Mo Ikai, Mo Ikai" just one more time. And it got to the point where even Sayuri was like, "Really? You want me to kick her again?" Like that was the face she was making at the crowd. And then she finally did. She did like one more time. She's like, "That's it. I'm not kicking her anymore." But yeah, Sayuri stayed in for almost the entire match. She had a lot of strong action with both Azumi and Miyu. Eventually submitting Miyu with her stretch, the White Tiger. But yeah, I was a little surprised that Zero Knee Line started out 1-2. I would have thought they were like maybe a favorite to move on even, but it seems like, they could still come back and be one of the top 3 teams, but not off to the hottest start, that's for sure. But yeah, this was quite good. The mix of Saki comedy and Sayuri action was a strong one. I went 3.5 on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I really like this one as well. I also thought this was one of the best matches in the tournament so far. Just think they all like meshed really well. And again, like Shuri and Azumi are like 2 of the best workers in the entire promotion. So yeah, no, I thought those all just meshed really well. And I like I said, I've been gushing over like the Saki Shuri team already. And again, I know it sounds repetitive, but I just think the structure that they have, it just works really, really well. And it works with like a variety of opponents as well. So yeah.
I was able to understand enough of the post-match promo, by the way, on my own to get that Saki at one point basically said, she's like basically leading up to, we're gonna try to win the tag league this year, and then she looks at Sayuri and she goes, "Sayuri, do your best to win the tag league. So let's do our best." I was fucking cracking up so hard. She's like, "Sayuri will do her best to win the tag league."
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
look, Saki can't just carry this team by herself anymore. Like it's just too much. You know which match I'm actually kind of looking forward to, like a lot. It's Saki and Shuri against Hanako and Megan Bain.
Oh yeah, that will be probably.
I think that one is probably going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we had the main event, which this was my favorite match of the tag league so far, the tall girl battle. Yeah. HANAKO and Megan Bayne defeating Amy Story and Lady C. HANAKO pinning Lady C in 13:28 with the JP coaster. But yeah, this was like, Lady C was like really fired up for this one. She was moving around really well. And, it was really almost the Lady C show through almost the entire match, really. I mean, she was like, she got to put the double abdominal stretch on her two enormous opponents at once. And she was just really in there for the majority of this match. She couldn't get HANAKO up for a choke slam at first. So she like cracked her with a hard elbow and then was able to lift her on the second try, despite, HANAKO actually being definitely bigger than she is. And then she dropped her with a very hard choke slam. That got a 2 count. HANAKO came back, though, and just like ran her over the lariat for her own 2 count. Then got the Cobra clutch on that she does. The crowd started chanting for Lady, who was able to desperately kick her way to the ropes. That was great stuff. Ami ran in and hit a falling clothesline on HANAKO. That set her up for the big boot from Lady, but Megan was able to dive in at the last second and stop the count. I kind of thought that might have been the finish. So, that was a good false finish there. That resulted in a sequence where just everyone was kind of running in and nailing each other with moves one after the other, which led to a double knockout tease. And then HANAKO and Megan hit stereo suplexes on both their opponents. Then they just like crushed HANAKO between them with, not crushed HANAKO, I'm sorry. They crushed Lady between them with clotheslines on each side before HANAKO hit the JP coaster, which is like the cutter out of the Argentine backbreaker. That got the pin. So the only complaint I really had was I thought the ending felt a tiny bit abrupt. After all, it felt like Lady C was really rolling for so long, and then they just kind of like hit her with a couple things and pinned her. But this was still my new favorite match of the tournament so far, and has to be up there for like the best Lady C performance I've ever seen. So I went 3 3/4. And it would edge out Night 2's main event, which I gave the same rating, a teensy bit. So yeah, my new favorite match of the tournament so far, and definitely a lot of fun for this main event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was also my favorite match of the tournament so far. I think because it was like different from what you would normally like see in Stardom in some ways as well. Because Stardom isn't quite as bad as like, let's say, like Tokyo Joshi for it, but like the average height in the promotion is low, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah,
like, aren't really that. I always noticeably tall.
Well, yeah. I always think when I see Saya Kamatani in the ring and she's like towering over most of the roster, I'm like, that's like Nicole's height. Like she's 5'6", and like I don't think of Nicole as some giant, and like, but she looks like she would. But apparently, she would tower over the entire roster.
Yeah, no. So like that because it's like because then you actually look at like because like Megan Bayne. Okay, Megan Bayne is like Megan Bayne is quite large, but like
she's like 5'10". Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So. Like, I think it just makes for such a nice, like, different match. Like I enjoy the general style of Stardom, but, like, I feel like this was, like a bit of, like, a breath of fresh air in a way as well. So,
yeah,
like,
I mean,
you
Ami,
just have, like, the...
and Ami, like, all of them are, like, big and thick, too, besides Lady C, too. Like, yeah. Ami's only 5'7", but she's still, quite muscular and stuff. So, like, it was, like, kind of like a big girl battle, which was cool.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I always love that when you have, like, big slap and meat, like, tag team matches. Like, again, as you could see by me being someone that covers a lot of All Japan, where like that's the meat and potatoes of that promotion. So like in a weird way, it was almost like seeing like an All Japan tag match in a Stardom ring, which again, that's not something you would normally get. So no, I really, really enjoyed this one. And to me, this was also by the best match so far in the tournament, for sure. Like again, not something I'm going to put on my like match of the year list at the end at the end of the year, but like again, definitely the best match in the tournament so far.
After the match, HANAKO seemed to christen their tag team as Mega Skyscrapers. So there you go. We have Mega Skyscrapers and Reiwa Tokyo Towers. But yeah, another fun tag league show with a very good main. And like I said earlier, through the first 3 nights, not regretting my decision to cover this tournament at all. So hopefully it's going to be a bunch of very enjoyable matches throughout. That sounds good to me. So we'll say, did not drag at all. And, the World Tag League drags, let me tell you.
I'm not watching that.
No, I'm gonna watch the Korakuen opener and like the finals and probably nothing in between. Maybe if I'm at my dad's or something and Quinlan wants to watch it. But other than that, I probably won't watch anything. But yeah, the standing so far through 3 nights, The blue block, and these are all going to be weird because all these teams have wrestled different numbers of matches. But yeah, tied for first, Saya Ida and B. Priestley and Hanako and Megan Bain. They both have 4 points, and they both are 2-0. Syuri and Saki Kashima also have 4 points, but they're 2-1. Then you have the Tokyo Hate Squad team, Konami and Rina. They've only wrestled 1 match so far, but they're 1-0, so they have 2 points. O2 line, Azumi and Miyu. They've wrestled 3 matches so far, and they have 2 points. They're 1-2. Then the Reiwa Tokyo Towers, they've only wrestled 1 match so far. They're 0-1 for 0 points. And then Suzu Suzuki and Rina Yamashita and Sakurara, they're both 0-2 with 0 points. In the red block, Natsupoi and Suriano are 2-0 for 4 points. The fake luchadoras, DLM, are 2-1 for 4 points. BLM 2000 or BMI 2000, Ruraka and Tora are 1-0 for 2 points. Then Bozilla and Akira Kurogane and Mei Sierra and Yuna Mizumori are both 1-1 for 2 points. Suri and Mikukane and Hina and Rana Yagami are both 1-2 for 2 points. And then Waka Tsukiyama and Rion are 0-2 for 0 points. So, yeah, I mean, not a ton of favorites really breaking out so far. I mean, it's still early. So all these teams, even the teams that are 3 matches in, still have 5 matches to go. So, a 1-2 team could finish like, I don't know, 5-3 and win or get advanced too, since you only need to be in the top 3 to advance. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I do think it seems obvious to me Syuri and Natsu are going to advance, because it would kind of make no sense for them not to, especially with Syuri, being very protective of the red belt shot probably. But I don't think they're going to win, since they'll probably get knocked out in the knockout round, since Syuri's already going to be busy. But the upcoming shows this week. So there's 4 tag league shows in the next week or so. So this is the busiest week actually of the entire tour. So 4 shows before you hear from me again. There's a show on Wednesday the 12th in Sendai at Sendai Pit. The main event, I'm not going to go match by match of every show there, but I believe the main event, if these card orders are correct, is Tora and Raka against Suri and Miku Kanoe. There's also a Natsupoi and Suriano against Yuta Mizumori and Mei Sierra match. So you get the Natsu and Syuri taking on their unit mate Yuna. And yeah, there's really not much else of note on this one. We might as well just give all the tournament matches, I guess. There's only 4 of them. Saya Ida and B. Priestley against Amy Sori and Lady C, and Syuri and Saki against Konami and Rina. That could be really good, actually. That could be kind of excited for that one. The show on Thursday in Aomori, that one has Yuna and Mei against Waka and Rion. Maybe these aren't in order, because I can't imagine that being the main event. But there's also Bozilla and Akira against Suri and Miku Kanoe. There's Sakurara against Suzu Suzuki and Rina Yamashita. That could be really good. And Azumi and Miyu against Konami and Rina. Another one that could be really good. So yeah, there's some good stuff on that one, on the second show. The third show on Saturday, this is the start of the 2-day doubleheader. The Saburo ones have more tournament matches. This has 1, 2, 3, 4. This has 5 tournament matches. So it's Yuta and Mei against the Hazuki and Koguma as the fake luchadors. Hina and Rana against Waka and Rion. Saya Ida and B. Priestley against Suzu and Rina. The Reiwa Tokyo Towers against Aya Sakura and Saikakura. That could be really fun, actually. That could be a fun one. And then the Mega Skyscrapers, Hanako and Megan against Konami and Rina. The Sapporo Day 2 on Sunday has... this one only has 4 tournament matches. So this one has Natsuko Tora and Raka against Waka Tsukiyama and Rion. Yuna Mizumori and Mei Sierra against Hina and Rana Yagami. Saya Ida and B. Priestley against Hanako and Megan Bain. And Ami Sori and Lady C against Konami and Rina. So there you go. The Saburo ones, I mean, they're missing Natsu and Sori is a big thing for me, I guess. But, they don't look like the most loaded lineups, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, there you go. There's your Stardom talk. Let's move over to Tokyo Joshi, another women's promotion in Japan, to talk about their Korakuen show from this past Sunday. So from yesterday on the 9th. I was going to say Saturday because I watched it it was 11:30 a.m. start time. I watched it live at 9:30, but it was a Sunday show. This was All Rise 25. It did 730 fans. That was actually up a little bit from last month's Korakuen of 719. And, Tokyo Joshi has done much worse Korakuen numbers. They did like a 500 one earlier this year. So, maybe things have stabilized a little bit. Maybe they found a draw for themselves on at least a small level with Miyu as the champion again. But the show opened with Ryu Mizunami, Rika Tatsumi, Chika Nanase, and Ren Konatsu defeating Hyper Misao, Kakilo Sekiguchi, Mahiro Kiryu, and Mifu Ashida. It was Rika Tatsumi pitting Ashida with a twist of fate in 14:46. So Kira Summer is out again right now. So didn't they? Wait. Did I read? Oh yeah, Ryu Mizunami. I did read that right. So yeah, Kira Summer's out right now. So there's supposed to be an X, but they didn't come out at first. But then that fucking awesome "It's a Fucking House Party" music hit, and Aniki was here to make the save. Have you ever seen her live, by the way?
I don't think I've ever seen her live. No,
like you got to do it if there's a chance during this trip, because it's like her entrance alone is like the most fun fucking thing. Especially if you're like in like Shinjuku Face, like one of the smaller buildings where like everybody's like chanting, doing the Aniki chant, and she's just fucking dancing all over the building and the entire crowd. It's just one of the coolest entrances live. But yeah, she so the other three teammates started getting beaten up. Her music hits, and she fucking does her whole entrance and does the dancing instead of actually saving anybody, which was really fucking funny. Mifu, who's like a cheerleader, she sits there. She'd like been sitting there cheering because they had the 4-on-3 advantage, so there wasn't really anything for her to do. And then she started cheering for Aniki, even though she's her opponent, and that was kind of funny. And then like Ryu Mizunami just looks over her and just kicks her in the face, which is very funny. There are a lot of jokes about how much Mahiro and Kakiru look alike, which they really fucking do. Kakiru is like a longtime freelancer. She's notably an Ozaki-gun member in Oz Academy. But yeah, she looks a lot like eerily like Mahiro Kiryu. Like they look like they could be fucking twin sisters or something. There was a big pop for Rio grabbing and tossing away Hyper Misao's cold spray bottle, only for Misao to immediately take out her backup bottle. That was fucking funny. And then Rika pinned Mifu with the twist of fate. Fun little goofy opener. 3 stars. Had fun with it.
Honestly, I actually thought what they were going to do here is that they would actually end the match during the entrance, actually.
Yeah, that would have been funny too.
Right, because it went on for so long and there were like so many people in submission holds where it's like, okay, somebody's gonna like tap out before like this entrance is over.
Then we had a 4-way tag team match. Mizuki and Suzumi defeating Miyu Yamashita and Kaya Toribami, Yuki Aino and Haru Katsushiro, and Raku and Pam Harajuku. Suzume pinned Haru with the Ring a Bell in 11:09. I don't know. This match didn't do a ton for me. I thought it was a little bit sloppy. There was a couple of like badly timed pin breakups. There was one where the ref really had to just stop counting after 2 in a way that looked really stupid. Like he clearly had more than enough time to count 3, just to stop there and wait for someone to break it up. It looked dumb. But yeah, it was a kind of a bodies flying everywhere match, but not a very good one. Like chaotic in a bad way. Not awful, but 2 1/4. I didn't think it was very good.
Yeah, no, this was a little bit too sloppy for my taste as well. Just, I don't know. I think I almost had the opposite thing where I think this one actually would have could have actually did a less time actually.
Yeah.
When could have maybe trimmed some things a little bit more, and yeah, it just got a little bit too sloppy at times, and it just I guess it was still,
I like a lot of these wrestlers.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, and it was kind of important as well because again, spoiler, Suzume would challenge for the title later.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean, it's not going to hold a fucking goofy 8-woman tag against a 4-way 8-woman tag against her. I mean, she's still seen her plenty of great matches as international.
Yes, of course.
So yeah,
that match is going to be good, but it was just kind of a shame that this was the win to set her up for challenging for the title later. It was a match that wasn't very good.
Yeah, exactly. Match number 3, Hiryo Matsumoto and Yuki Arai defeating Yuna Manase and Toga. It was Hiryo Matsumoto pitting Toga with the rock drop in 12:21. So Yuki Arai, the former idol, she continues to bulk up in her post-idol days, as the English commentary noted. I mean, she besides the fact that her shoulders look huge now and stuff, she was hitting Toga harder than ever in this match, and a lot of that you'd think is just because she has more muscle now. She can literally hit people harder. Hiryo and Manase were trading some very heavy lariats too, And like on the Tokyo Joshi scale, especially, this was like a super hard hitting match. And then Hiryo and Toga traded some very hard elbows before Toga gets damn near decapitated by this big short range lariat from the Lady Destroyer. That looked like it sucked. And then Hiryo Matsumoto pins Toga with a sick backdrop suplex. This was like really good. This was like, I think, my second favorite match in the entire show. So yeah, 3 3/4, very good match here.
Yeah, for me, it's like I still remember like seeing Arai for like the first time on like the 2021 like Cyber Fight Festival, which I think that was like her second match or something.
Yeah, she was like the skinniest wrestler you've ever seen.
Yeah, she was tiny, and now she's like gigantic.
Yeah, because she's 5'5", so she's always going to be a little taller than a lot of these. Yeah. We just talked about how 5'6" makes you practically a giant. So she's almost there. She's like 5'5", but like she was very fucking skinny when she first showed up. And yeah, now she's like been bulking like crazy. So, I mean, she wants to be big. She's been talking a lot about it on Twitter too. So there's like she wants to be. It's probably better for your long-term health as a wrestler too to have more to your frame.
Have like places you can bump on instead of you just bump straight onto your skeleton, which is probably not good.
Yeah, so it's not even just like an aesthetic thing. It's just also probably just better for your long-term health. So, match number 4, the MLW Women's World Featherweight Title. Shoko Nakajima defeating Viva Van with the diving senton in 12:58, her 5th defense of this title. This was all right. It really, I mean, not even all right. It was like very average. Really nothing special. Probably doesn't help they don't care at all about either the MLW title or Viva. But, deeply, deeply average match that I thought kind of dragged a little bit, like 2.5 stars.
Yeah. No, this just kind of dragged for me, where it's just like Viva Van just isn't very good, really.
Yeah.
She's also not. Yeah, she's not bad either, but she's just bang average, is I think the best way to describe her. And yeah, this also didn't really feel like Shoko really gave 100% effort here either. It was just kind of a match that was just kind of there. I was a little disappointed with it because I love Shoko Nakajima, but yeah, this wasn't one of her best efforts really, and it was just kind of a match that just existed in the middle of the card rather than, I don't know, something that maybe could have been a little bit more than what it actually was.
Then we had the International Princess title. Arisu Endo defeated Uta Takami with the Camel Clutch at 11:15 to make her second defense. So Uta won this year's rookie tournament, which she had the medal for that, and she got to choose a shot any title of her choice, and she chose the International, which, kind of a smart choice if you're a young wrestler trying to pick somebody to challenge. I guess I'd rather challenge Alice than either, the tag champs. You have to find a partner to get the tag champs, or especially try to beat Miyu Watanabe. So, it did make sense to me. But yeah, it was kind of fun just seeing Endo as the bigger and stronger wrestler to match for once, because she's pretty small, but Uta is fucking tiny. Another very, very, very tiny Joshi wrestler. So Endo gets to do the let her bounce off you dropkick no sells, which I can't imagine looking realistic against a lot of other wrestlers, but it looked great here against Uta. But yeah, this was a good match, and again, a nice showing from Uta as the underdog. And it was, like I said, fun seeing Endo playing a bit more of a bully / even dominant role. So 3.5 stars, good match.
Yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed this one a lot more than the previous match. I thought Uta, I think she sold everything really well as well. She was noticeably nervous. Yeah, she bumped her ass off here. And yeah, no, I think the way she sold the emotion as well, where she was really, really nervous before the match because it's her first big title match and everything. And yeah, no, and then her being devastated after she lost and everything. I thought that was I thought she did really, really well in this match, and I think Endo did really well as well. I would actually say that this is probably my second favorite match of the whole show, to be honest.
Yeah, I would put it third favorite. I really liked the tag match, but it was close. Yeah. Then we had the Princess Tag Team title match: Yuki Kamifuku and Wakana Uehara. Uber Eats defeating Himawari and Shino Suzuki. It was Wakana pinning Suzuki with the Sushi Tornado in 16:38 for their second offense. The challenger's team name is apparently Bumping Gritters. It's okay. Yes. It's a very weird name. So Kamiyu was very aggressive, almost like dismissive early towards Shido. She apparently like disparaged her during the build-up too. But yeah, she was like trying to like 1-foot pin her after a big boot in the corner, and then like literally walking all over her afterward. Shido finally got to fight back a bit before making the hot tag to Himawari. And then Kamiyu was, she started pulling on Himawari's long braids to get an edge. She actually ordered some very rare boos because nobody really gets booed in Tokyo Joshi, but she did here. My problem with this team, though, is really Wakana. Like, my problem with this team and this match, because I just don't think very much of Wakana as an in-ring wrestler. And, I asked the people in the Tokyo Joshi Discord that watch more of these shows than I do, because, as people can probably tell, I mostly just watch the Korakuens and the big shows, and then occasionally watch some of their smaller shows, but really, not... When I do, I don't always pay super close attention because I'm not covering it for the podcast. It tends to be something I put on in the background. And Wakana, it seemed like most of them agree with me. Like, Wakana is like very, very, she's charming doing her food videos. She has a presence. She has like some charisma, but it really comes off like nothing when she's actually in the ring. Like, she doesn't do a good job turning all of that, whatever charisma she has, into like in-ring presence. And she's like trying to be more heelish / aggressive here to match her partner's energy. But Yuki Kamifuku is just way better at that than she is. So like basically when Yuki was in this match, it was like, okay, this is cool. And then when Wakana was in this match, it was like, this is boring. So like it kind of was like two separate matches together, like one that I liked and one that I didn't. So Wakana got the pin on Shino after Kamiyu kind of came in and cleaned house single-handedly, including a very cool double famouser on both their opponents. And that kind of is a story that, like, Wakana's like relying on her senior to help her here, and that's why her other generation mates don't like her now. But yeah, I just they kind of like pushed her away afterwards too when she tried to console them. But yeah, I don't know. This match was just way better than when Yuki was in the ring, and that's all there really is to it. So 3 stars I went overall. I guess it was fine, but I just am not into Wakana as part of this team, and I just hopefully I lose the tag titles pretty quick here.
Yeah, like. It is so weird because like she comes out and she just seems to have so much like it's literally like the second the bell rings it goes away and then the bell rings again and it reappears.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Like because I really enjoyed what she was doing in the post match, right?
Yeah.
Where like she's was trying like, hey, yeah, isn't it sad that you lost? And they're like, no, like go away with your bullshit. And she just like laughs it off afterwards.
Yeah,
like, that was really good.
Shino like really was upset. Shino especially was like really upset, like pushed her away. So I thought she was a really good fire there too, like pushing her away.
Yeah.
So.
No, but then in the match she was just kind of there, and yeah, like I said, it wasn't a bad match. I think I enjoyed it a lot less than you did, and yeah, I vastly preferred the like Princess title match.
Oh yeah, me too. So the main event, the Princess of Princess title, Miyu Watanabe defeated J-Rod with the spitting teardrop in 12:55 for her second defense. So there was one title change on the show, by the way. The Iron Man Heavy Metalweight title changed hands backstage when Mahiro Kiriya defeated Rika Tatsumi with a title belt strike to become the 1,782nd champion. They actually used that fact that she looked so much alike that other wrestler. What the fuck was her name? Kakelu. Mm-hmm. They used that to their advantage. They like had her like as a fucking decoy, basically. So that was very funny. But yeah, they didn't show it in the actual show. You had to see that on Twitter, basically. But yeah, this main event, though, Miyu Watanabe beats J-Rod. This was fucking great. I mean, I if anything, I was pretty shocked by how great this was. So yeah. Miyu tried to stand up to because I'd never seen J-Rod before in my life, I think she only has a few years' experience. But yeah, Miyu tried to stand up to the much larger 5'10" J-Rod early. She managed to resist her first few shoulder blocks and kind of like fight that to an even state at first, but then she finally does get dumped by a shoulder block and get knocked off her feet. And J-Rod was just very cocky here. She was repeatedly doing push-ups and jumping jacks and just, showing how easy this was for her. Miyu was able to fight back with a drop kick. She finally knocks J-Rod down with her own shoulder block. Then she gets caught trying a stinger splash in the corner and then just gets like tossed fucking overhead by J-Rod and sent flying, which was cool. This whole thing, there was somebody on the Discord, and I want to say it was Rob Hutton. I want to give that person credit in case they're a listener. I think that was that's who it was. He said this was as close as you could get to a modern day version of a Hulk Hogan versus Monster of the Month title match in modern times. I totally get what it means because Miyu Miyu is very strong. We're used to her being bigger than the other people in the company, but here's a much bigger person that now she has to beat. So that was kind of the energy here. J-Rod like easily fought off Miyu's first attempt at the giant swing. She kind of like booted her away, but Miyu comes back with a body slam and then does manage to fucking lift and swing the much larger woman. I mean, I thought it was going to be way bigger struggle than it was. She fucking lifted her and just fucking started swinging her like nothing. I was like, Jesus Christ, how strong is this woman? It was really just, if you haven't seen this match, and you just go look at the GIF of it, because it was really impressive. Like, this is like the world's strongest idol or something. That's really, really crazy how strong she was. J-Rod comes back with a very hard power bomb and then wins the strike exchange, I should say, with a big boot at the end, just as he got the 10-minute call. Miyu almost falls down trying a springboard planche at the outside, but somehow saves it in midair and turns it into more like an awkward elbow attack, which I was like, that was kind of impressive save. I was like, wow, that could have been a disaster, but she really did she saved that in midair. J-Rod, though, hits this sick release German back in the ring, really just drops Miyu right in the back of her head, then fucking kills her with the spear. So, like, she speared her so hard, it sent Miyu just flying under the ropes. That was fucking crazy.
That spear was insane.
Spear was fucking nuts. Miyu was just barely able to kick out after J-Rod pulled her back in the middle. And Miyu comes back with a counter power slam on J-Rod when she runs in, and then she hits the spinning teardrop with a pin. If I have a big critique of this match, I thought they could have done more. They could have gone even longer. Like, maybe 13 minutes was perfect, but like, it felt like they left something on the table. Like, it felt like Miyu just kind of like, she was taking all this damage and she just kind of hit her move and won. Like, I thought J-Rod was going to kick out of the teardrop and then they were going to keep going, and Miyu was going to pin her at the end of a longer sequence. But with so it felt abrupt. But other than that, I thought it was an awesome power versus power match. Just, it was cool to see the opposite of Endo, where it was cool to see Miyu as the smaller underdog for a change. So yeah, I went 4 stars on this. I thought this was a really, really good match, and definitely super enjoyable. Definitely match of the night too.
Yeah, no, I went 4 on this as well. I was shocked how great this was, because I also similarly, I hadn't seen J-Rod before at all, and I
don't want to say it was like a Miyu. I don't want to say it was like a Miyu carry job or anything, because I thought J-Rod was
it wasn't. Like J-Rod really like held up her end of the bargain. Like, when I saw I was like, okay, I don't know who this J-Rod is, and I saw her come out and was like, okay, let's see. Like, I was kind of like expecting it to be like, I don't know, like maybe like stereotyping J-Rod a little bit, just like being like a bit of like, like a stiff or whatever, like not being that good, just kind of like judging her a little bit based off of a look. But like, no, she like very much held her own. And I looked it up, and it's like shocking how like little experience she really has. Like, this was only her like second match in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, she only had like one match before this.
I mean, she could tell she's very athletic.
Yeah.
So sometimes the people with a great athletic base just boom, 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 they just pick it up. So
yeah. That really seems to be the case. Yeah. I think she was like a American Gladiator or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure she turned some heads with this performance, that is for sure. So,
yeah. No, like the release German where she just like tossed Miyu like basically like from one ring corner to the other essentially.
Yeah.
And that spear was a doesn't.
And Miyu obviously did a great job making her look good too, with the bumping and everything she did. And it's not a role that Miyu normally plays, so she was very good at that here. But yeah, just a great match, great show. This was I know the last time we reviewed Tokyo Joshi on this podcast, I heard from a couple of the Tokyo Joshi fans who were like disappointed didn't like the show more. This show I liked. This was, for the most part, a very good show. Really enjoyed the Korakuen. Definitely enjoyed pretty much all of it. Besides, I guess the weakest stuff was like the tag title match and the other undercard 4-way tag, but everything else was very good. So definitely enjoyed the show.
I think out of all of the ones we watched for this, I think this is probably the best one show. I enjoyed the most. Yeah,
it was probably the best show. Then after the main event, we had Suzume coming out to challenge Miyu Watanabe, and I was like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, this could be for January 4th, but they are running that other weird Korakuen in December now. That's like also an idol concert or something, so it could be that. And then they say Iten Yon. I'm like, fuck yeah, there we go. These are like 2 of my favorite wrestlers in the entire company, if not just my 2 favorite wrestlers in the company. So I am very into that. Very, very excited to see that match. It's probably like, I'm trying to think, is it ahead of all of Wrestle Kingdom? I mean, there's Sai and Shiori on Wrestle Kingdom 2, and I guess I'm kind of excited for Takeshita and Tsuji, even I just want to see Tsuji win. But yeah, it's up there at least. So, it's definitely a show definitely a match I cannot wait for on January 4th. I forgot there's another confirmed match too. There's also Shoko Nakajima versus Hyper Misao. So that's another match confirmed for January 4th. The former tag champions facing off. So, but yeah, there's your January 4th show. The tickets for that are moving very quickly, as we talked about earlier. So the last time I checked, it was like, I think the sections were all on few remaining already, which is kind of crazy considering we're still almost 2 months out. So, but yeah, there's your Tokyo. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, sorry, yeah, that's insane. Yeah, so that I assume that's probably gonna sell out like at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like they have so many foreign fans, and like they're all gonna go for the show, so that's a huge help to it too. And I'm sure there's Japanese people that like going to 2 shows on the Wrestle Kingdom Day, so but yeah, there is your Tokyo Joshi talk. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up with some Dragongate talk. Did you see either of the Osaka shows last week? I think it was Gate of Victory or something.
No, I haven't.
So I was just going to very quickly say, because I didn't take notes on them or anything, I watched just the major matches for those before I watched this show. So of the major matches, I would really only recommend, like as a must-watch match, the tag title match. That was the main event of night 2. That was Jackie Kamei and Rita defeating... God, who the fuck did they beat now? I should have wrote it down. They beat Yuki Yoshioka and Dragon Dia to win the Twin Gate titles. I mean, I would say that was about a 4-star flat match, and I'm not usually that high on any of those people, especially Yoshioka and Jackie. But it was a very good match. I feel like it's getting overhyped a little bit by the Dragon Gate fans. I didn't, I saw some match of the year buzz. I didn't think it was anywhere close to that. But it was a very good spot fest. A very, very good 4-star match. So definitely would recommend watching that. The Triangle Gate match, we had another title change where the new Saipatra unit, Shun Skywalker, Homare, and Gianni Valletta, who came back and joined Saipatra instead of staying with the True Heel unit that's now Gaja Dokuro. They won the Triangle Gate titles from Gaja Dokuro. That match was good. And the Open the Dream Gate match with Susumu and Kikuta was probably like 3.5 on night 1. It kind of dragged, but it did get good at the end. So, that was pretty much, of the main matches, that's pretty much what I watched. I mean, Hyo and Tai Yoshimori was all right. But yeah, I didn't see everything on the both nights. I was kind of rushing to get through as much as I could. I had to miss some of the stuff even from this show we're going to talk about. So, but yeah, there was some stuff worth watching on those 2 shows. So that's what I wanted to quickly say. But the main show we're going to talk about is the kickoff of the King of Gate, which is from Korakuen Hall on November 6th, so about 4 days ago now. This show was on Dragongate Network, live with English commentary. The annoying thing with this tournament is, apparently all the matches will air at some point. We just don't know when that will be, and some of them might even be, on an iPhone, Jay was saying, or anything, which I'm like, that is rough. I don't know if I'm going to follow along the whole tournament. I have to watch, iPhone broadcasts, But yeah, this show had some good stuff. Did you watch the whole show or no?
I did watch the whole show.
Okay, yeah. So I'll read off the results. There's some matches I skipped. The opener was Kota Minoura, Jason Lee, Kai, and Yoshika Kato against Dragon Dia, Ryu Fuda, Daiki Yaniguchi, and Kazuma Kimura. It was Kato beating Yaniguchi in 7:52 with the Kaderi Luna. This one I skipped. So any notes on this match?
Nothing really major. It was a good opener basically, but it was 7:52, so that was really it was just go basically the entire time.
Yeah. The second match, I did watch this match. It was Masaki Mochizuki defeating Jiro Shinbashi in 6:09 with the Super Kenka kick to the face. So Jiro is a new comedy wrestler. He debuted last week in Osaka. I did not watch his debut match on those Osaka shows. But Jay, I believe, said he was trained by Billy King Kid, who's, of course, an Osaka Pro, legend at this point. And his whole thing is he's a salaryman by day, and which I think is a shoot. I think he is actually a salaryman. But that's also his whole gimmick here. So he dresses in a suit, kind of similar to Kawamatsu in DDT, without being a politician endorsed by Hulk Hogan for some reason. But he just wrestles in the full suit, just like he does. And he was handing out business cards during his entrance, which was kind of a funny touch. And he tried to leave after he gave Mochizuki his business card. He's like, all right, I did my business here. But Mochizuki's like, no, you have to wrestle. And he was like, what? But yeah, this was kind of all comedy. It really wasn't much of a match where Mochizuki pinned him, but I didn't bother rating it. But it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it.
No, I enjoyed it as well. It feels like they're trying to make this guy, like the replacement for Stalker.
Yeah.
Where I think some of the bits he was doing, I think was like really, really good. Like him actually doing like for lack of a better term, but you know what? It was a Hulk up in terms of like not Hogan, but actually more of a Hulk up in terms of like the Hulk, really.
Yeah,
where he took off his shirt and everything. Yeah.
That was fun. That was funny. Match 3, we had the Sai Patra team of Gianni Valletta and El Cielo. I don't know. El Cielo, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Defeating Punch Tominaga and El Susi. It was Gianni pinning Punch in 2:31 with the King Kong knee drop. I did watch this one again because mostly because I wanted to see El Cielo in action. So he just he returned to the last Korakuen, which we had covered. He kind of been brought out as like a mystery partner of Homare and Shun, and we thought they were saying that was going to be the new Triangle Gate partner before they swerved us again with Gianni Valletta. But the rumor is that I don't know if this has been confirmed or not. I asked Mike Spears from Open the Voice Gate, and I don't think he got back to me before this recording. The rumor is he's some kind of, oh, okay, actually he did reply to me. Let me say. He said they haven't really covered it in kayfabe, but it's pretty clear to everyone it's Takumi Nishikawa, who debuted as like TN Revolution for like a couple matches before he had to suddenly retire due to like a neck injury. But yeah, Mike said no one will ever talk about this sort of thing until he's revealed. So there you go. So it's basically a Dragon Gate trainee who looked really impressive when he started and then had to go away for a while now, it looks like, but now it looks like he's back, which obviously be a nice thing for Dragon Gate. I mean, a really, nice, a nice thing happening for Dragon Gate when, their promotion that sort of, has had a lot of not very nice things happen to them, in recent years. But yeah, so we didn't really get a chance to see a bunch of them here since it was a very quick squash for their team. But yeah, it's cool that Dragon Gate finally has like a second heel leading unit, at least for the first time since like early Gold Class. Because they're Side Pack is basically just being heels. Like they're just still like Valletta's still a rampaging. Shun has not really changed his ways at all. I mean, they're just heels. Just two heel units is what they are here. But yeah,
which is really interesting. Yeah, I'm happy that like if that is actually the case, that it's actually TN Revolution. I think that's really good because like Dragon Gate hasn't really felt the same since he had to retire. Like in a like. Because I think like they almost lost like a lot of like momentum that they haven't really managed to like regain in some ways. Because basically like he comes in, like he like trained in Mexico, he wrestled in Mexico, and then he like comes in and he has like his first match for like Dragon Gate in Japan. And like immediately it's like, oh yeah, this guy is gonna be like a Dream Gate champion and maybe like the ace of the promotion, like the guy to actually like inherit like that position from like Yamato or whatever. And then just like immediately afterwards, he just gets horrifically injured and just retires as well. So like if he actually can come back and if he can even be like a fraction of what he could have been, like that's definitely going to be like a really like feel good moment for the promotion.
Yeah. So we'll have to see, I mean, that is interesting. The next match, this one I did skip. This was Ultimo Dragon, Takashi, and Churami Saver. He's from Ryukyu Dragon, apparently. They defeated Strong Machine J, KZ, and UT. Churami pinning UT with a 752 with a Firebird Splash. Anything of note from this one?
No, because I skipped this one as well.
There you go. Match number 5, the first King of Gate first round match. Ishin defeating Luis Monte in 9:15 with a countered Super Tigra. I found this match really boring. A lot of it was based on Ishin being wacky, which is always like a certain base level of entertaining. But like Luis Monte really wasn't doing anything in this match, and they messed up a spot so bad at one point that I'm not even sure what they were fucking going for. So like, Ishin won with the schoolboy, the counter of the Super Tigra. This was bad. This was like 2 stars for me. I did not like this.
Yeah, no, I like every time I see Monte, like
he's
recently,
not very good.
He's just regressed a lot. Like he was great for like a while there, and now he's just kind of like, I don't know, like maybe it's motivation where like maybe because he's not getting pushed as much anymore.
Yeah.
That he's just like not willing to put in the effort. But like, I don't know, like every single time I see him, I'm like basically every single time with Luis Mante, I have the thing where it's like, I don't know, like I just expect a lot more out of his matches, and he just never delivers to the level that I think he's going to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always walking away disappointed.
No, I totally get it. Match number 6, another King of Gate first round match. Shun Skywalker defeats Naruki Doi in 10:06 with the Sky Special. Or what is it? Isn't it Sky Day? Whatever. So Doi tried to jump Shun for the bell. He was like working over his leg for a while, which wasn't that interesting. Like there was like this match had like this burst of something interesting, and then they would just totally stop wrestling again and basically just stand around, which is very strange. But then like the last 90 seconds to 2 minutes were fucking awesome. Like Shun, he deadlifts Doi from a seated position straight up into a double underhook after escaping the Doi fives. That was awesome. And then basically like turns it into like a double underhook suplex, I think, or a driver or something. Doi came back and almost killed him with a flipping bastard driver. Then it hits the Bakatari sliding kick for another near fall, followed by Doi fives. He goes for the Bakatari again, but Shun counters it with the roll up, and that gets the pin. Yeah, the end of this match was fucking great. But overall, the rest of it was so sleepy that I was only able to go like 3 1/4. But, you know, definitely watch the end of this match at least. All right, we had a little bit of audio trouble there, but we're back now to talk about the rest of this. So, yeah, I just got done with the Doi Shun. What did you think of Doi Shun, Paul?
Yeah, I think I liked this a lot more than you did, actually. Like, I thought this was pretty good. For me, this was more of a case of like Doi still got it. Like he might be like a step slower than he was like a few years ago. Like especially like I think where you really notice it is when he like goes for like the Bakatare. But like he would just like run at people like full force like a few years ago, and now like doesn't quite have that explosiveness anymore. But I think like regardless, like yeah, the finishing sequence was awesome. I kind of liked it beforehand as well, maybe a little bit more as well, because I kind of liked that, like because Doi actually like jumped Shun at the beginning, and then Shun actually like worked like quite a bit of this like from underneath as well. Whereas like maybe you would have expected like to match to actually be like the opposite of that, right? But I kind of expected like Shun to like work over Doi for most of the match, but I think it actually ended up more being like the opposite of that, and I kind of like them like kind of like inverting expectations there. And yeah, no, I basically was like I went like 4 stars on this. I really liked it.
Oh wow, okay,
yeah,
there you go. 10-man tag next. Hyo, Benkei, Jackie Kame, Rita, and Mochizuki Jr. defeating Yamato, Dragon Kid, BB Hulk, Suzumu Yokosuka, and Kagetora. It was Hyo pinning Yamato in 10:43 with the Samson driver. Wow, Hyo pinned Yamato. That's kind of big. Yeah, I didn't watch this match. Did you watch it?
I watched like the entrances of it, and then I kind of looked at the clock, and I was like, no, okay, I have to skip it.
Yeah, there you go. King of Gate tournament first round. Ryoya Tanaka defeating Homare in 8:52 with the Stardust Press. This was a match like really that I really was excited for. This was probably the reason why I wanted to cover the show, was because these are probably my 2 favorite, definitely my 2 favorite young wrestlers in Dragon Gate, if not my 2 favorite wrestlers in Dragon Gate, period. And I really wanted to see this one. And it was pretty much exactly what I expected. They super fast paced, super athletic, just a total spot fest that Tanaka ended up winning. This was, really, really good match. I went 3 3/4. Definitely enjoyed this one.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it as well. As said, like full on spot fest, but really good. Like I think again with Homare, it's kind of like the sky is the limit really for him. Like he's going to be like at the top of Dragon Gate. Like I think also sooner rather than later. Like it's obviously not gonna be this year, but like it like I know that's really like now that's really early to be like talking about King of Gate 2026 when we're talking about the first round of King of Gate 2025. But I would not be shocked if Homare is like winning it, or well, maybe not winning it, but like if he like goes to like the semis or like the final of
Hmm.
it next year. Like I would not be shocked because again, like very very soon this guy's going to be at the top of the promotion. And no, but again, for right now, like Tanaka obviously also like very talented. But to me, like for me, it's like I don't know. Homara is just a guy that just jumps off the page. So yeah, no, I really really enjoyed this as well in general. Not I have to say I prefer Shun versus Doi, but this was also really really good.
Yeah. But yeah, there you go. The main event, the King of Gate first round, Yuki Yoshioka defeating Madoka Kikuta in 1736 with the high fly flow. Yeah, so this was like at a slow pace early, and it was, it took a little bit to get going, but once the pace picked up, I thought this was really good. I mean, they both were just like trading these bombs back and forth, just really just like laying into each other. They had a big sequence that ended with the double knockdown tease. Yoshioka, he had tried to go for the high five flow a bit earlier in the match. Kikuta got his knees up and hit this really sick running hip attack. I mean, just killed him with it. And like I've never seen someone make a running hip attack look as brutal as he does. He then hit a snap pile driver. Yuki just barely kicked out. And this is like where the match got really, really, really good. And Kikuta hit a trio of standing lariats, the third of which finally put Yuki down. Then another hip attack after he dodged the rolling lariat. But Yuki Yoshioka came back with a nice snap German, a flying lariat, and then some kind of a spinning driver thing. I don't know. That got a 2 count. And he went up top and finally hit the high fly flow, and that got the pin. I ended up going 4 stars on this. I thought this match rolled by the end, especially. I'm usually not that into Yoshioka, so this kind of surprised me a little bit. Kikuta can kind of be like either way. And I think he's good, but there's some times where he disappoints me. This was not one of them. I thought this match was great. So
Yeah, same. Like I actually really like Kikuta, and I especially like him as a heel. I think he's like I think I'm actually surprised how well he is actually doing as a heel. I actually did not think he had this in him, but he's been really good ever since he turned. And yeah, I don't like Yuki Yoshioka. I think he's like I don't know if calling him overrated is fair. I think he's overrated among Dragongate fans, like because they kind of have a bit of a tendency to talk him up as like one of the best wrestlers.
yeah,
Or at least they had like a few years ago talk him up as like one of the best wrestlers in the world. But I'm like, I don't see that at all with him. There's just something there with him that's just missing, and like his N1 run was like dog shit. Um, so, but like here, he was really really great here. Like like him and Kikuta just like they were just went like balls to the wall here. And yeah, like Kikuta just like I think he's just so good as this dickhead, and like Yoshioka just like managing to like overcome like the odds here basically, and like put down Kikuta and like actually like shutting him up for once. Like after he like was like so dominant since he turned heel and everything. I think that they played that story really really well, and like these two also being like generational rivals and everything. I think that played into it really really nicely too. And yeah, no, I thought like the story that they told worked really really well for what they were doing, and yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. And yeah, I also went 4 stars on this one because yeah, I thought just really well told story, just really well laid out match structure as well, and just very very satisfying overall.
yeah. I mean, just a great top 2 here for sure. That for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think the rest of this. Well, you liked one of the matches more than I did, but I don't think the rest of this show had anything you got to say. But the top 2 matches are really good. So, good start to King of Gate, and a good, enjoyed the end of the show at least. So there you go. All right, well we got through everything here in like under 3 hours. Wow. What a crazy thing for this podcast. Yeah. Well, it's because we cut Tenru projects with probably why.
Yeah.
If we'd done Tenru project, it would have probably gone on well over 3 hours. But yeah, there you go. That's this week's episode. Paul, why don't you plug your podcast?
Yes. You can find me on the Emerald Flow Show, and after I last appeared here, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna record later this week, and then Gerard's internet fucking died. So we are. So I don't know if I want to repeat the thing where it's like, well, we are actually planning on recording later this week. So fingers crossed, nothing bad happens this time around. So yeah, you're gonna hear us talk there about. We're probably gonna. I'm gonna touch on like Noah again, obviously. We're also gonna be talking about some Great as well, because both of us watched that as well. A little bit of DDT as well. Then obviously All Japan, and I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to talk Gerard into maybe watching some 0-1 as well. Because for some reason I decided me just crash watching all of these shows wasn't enough. I also watched like the 0-1 Korakuen today. So I'm going to see if I can talk Gerard into like talking about that as well, because I actually enjoyed that show. So look forward to that one. It's going to drop like at some point later this week, hopefully, if nothing bad happens. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't remember if this is going to be the last time I talked to you before Japan. I don't know. If you do the Wrestle Kingdom Week preview thing,
I forgot to sign up for that. if there's something open, I might.
There's still lots open, so yeah, please.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, please go and fill something out. Yeah. So that also reminds me too to tell everybody that if you want to sign up for the Wrestle Kingdom Week preview thing, the Google form is in the description, just like it was last week. So definitely let me know if you're interested. And all you gotta do is fill out the Google form. Doesn't matter if you're a past guest or even a podcaster at all. If you want to do just a one-time appearance, the idea is to get like a lot of different people involved. So yeah, definitely check it out. The Google form is in the description. All you got to do is fill out the form with that link if you're interested in appearing on our Wrestle Kingdom Week preview spectacular in December. And try to get that done by the end of the month, I will say, for the people listening. Like end of November would be nice. But yeah, that's it, folks. We'll be back next week. I will have John Bivens back on with me, who, people seem to enjoy his first episode quite a bit, bringing has actually laced up a pair of boots perspective to the show for a change. So he will be on with me to do nights 4 through 7 of the Stardom Goddess Tag League, the Mari Gold November 17th Korakuen, and then also just like the major matches from those two Noah Osaka shows we talked about, the 15th and 16th. So John and I will be on together. John and John back on the air. And until then, folks, you can follow us on Twitter at WrestleOmakase, Wrestling Would Not Fit. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Just1MB, and we will see you next time.
Hello, Voices of Wrestling listener. Dave Ryan here. Have you ever wondered to yourself how many hidden gems are hidden away inside the last years of World Championship Wrestling? Have you ever asked yourself how many tenuous gags can be made about the name Mike Enos? And have you ever thought about what it sounds like for two Irishmen to interpret a very chaotic company through its B show? The answers to all this and more are just a click away. Check out Days of Thunder every second Thursday on the Voices of Wrestling podcast network.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Collins, and I am the host of the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, a show right here on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. On the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, we take a deep look at individual issues and stories that are going on in the wrestling world. Each episode is about a different topic, and we take a thorough and educated look at things ranging from current booking trends to breakdowns on individual performers and angles to investigations into different fan cultures across the industry. In addition, we keep a close eye on the wrestling media, and as a professional journalist, I bring a unique perspective to how current issues in wrestling are being covered and discussed through the wrestling media. We have a revolving series of guests from across wrestling punditry joining us on each episode, and we hope that you make the choice to give us a listen on wherever you get your podcast from.